It is a new season, 2025-26, and with the new season comes new awards. And with new awards comes the biggest of them all. And that is the MVP, the most valuable player. This is the award that we value the most, right? Out of all awards, accolades. This is
It's up there with me.
I guess you could say it's the most prestigious award. Right,
League
Mars?
MVP is a big deal.
Or no love for clutch player of the year.
Mars isn't an accolades guy, unfortunately. Even though Mars which is very much a contradiction of Mars, because Mars is actually the accolade, because Mars praises you for BS. Because Mars is the accolade. So instead of it being league MVP, take the league MVP off the table, and it's Mars who's telling you how awesome you are. So if Mars is telling you how awesome you are, instead of the league MVP, that's who the accolade.
Yeah, I give out my own accolades. Yeah, I give out my own accolades.
I actually kind of like that nickname for you, Mars, the accolade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're gonna leave that one right here.
No, that's kind of fire. The accolade.
I give out my own accolades. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mars' valuable player, MVP.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Wait. Mars doesn't do the accolade.
I'm technically the MVP, but
I can assure you,
on by the
are my
people.
MVP. I can assure you, you're not my
came up
MVP.
with that shit?
Say it again, Big Ox.
You just came up with that, calling Mars the accolade?
Well, we actually had this conversation before, because Mars never has been an accolades guy, right? Mars has never been an accolades guy. Mars has been a guy who, he's an eye test guy. He looks at your game and your game specifically, and he wants to talk about your game. And that's where the praise comes in, not the defensive player of the year, not the MVP, not the clutch player of the year. No, Mars looks at your game. He's better than him. This is why he's better than him. This is why I think this guy is better than this guy. So Mars is the accolade.
The accolade. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
But y'all, so obviously we have the MVP. And today we will be talking about who we believe will win the MVP. Now, can we just start by throwing out all the candidates? I'll throw out a couple people that I believe. You obviously have Luka. You have multiple
List
MVPs.
stops right there, Ron. That's it.
I want to start this conversation, Ron, with
that's what the love stops. All
right, so it's been fun. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Right, we're done. Can I go? Is that it? We're done now. Mars, I want to start. So Ron, I want to start the conversation with. They had a list of league MVPs, and the fact that Giannis is at the bottom of this list at 1,300. Yes, Giannis is at the bottom of this list.
Do you have the odds, or can you?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Odds?
I'll pull it up in a second.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Giannis is at the bottom of this list at 1,300, which I think it's a testament. Not a testament's not the word I'm looking for. I think we are going to look back on this. Giannis, this season, Ron, I think I'm going to get another 29 to 32 a game, 11 to 13 a game guy. So I'm going to get another 30 and 10 guy for the fourth straight year. By question on this panel, can you guys tell me the last time we've had a guy average 30 and 10 for 4 straight years and not win the league MVP?
Oh, and not win the MVP? Would it be Will after his rookie year? Oh, okay.
So his rookie season, 61.
Because he won it his rookie year, but then he didn't win it for like again. 4 years because Bill Russell. So I got probably Will, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was averaging like 40 and 28 or some stuff.
Think about that for a second, Ron.
So Jokic is Giannis's Bill Russell?
Maybe. And I think that
Shea just won the MVP. So.
This is the first time that we're seeing Shea favored to win the MVP, at least on the odds that I'm looking at. So it's Shea at 3.6. I don't know how you want me to express odds. 3.6 to 1.
Yeah.
Jokic at 4, Luka at 4, Giannis at 13, Wemby at 13. So Wemby moved up a lot over this preseason. Just to let y'all know,
Wemby's ahead of Giannis.
the fastest movers up this preseason that I've been looking at, Shea and Wemby. Ant Edwards at 21.
They saw some travels and got moved.
They saw him. Yo, they saw him looking like Shaq out there. Okay, so you got Anthony Edwards at 21. KD. Then there's a major drop off after Ant, and it's KD at
Jalen Brunson.
No, KD 51. Cade Cunningham 61. Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Jalen Brunson, Paolo Banchero, Zion Williamson all have 101-1 odds. So these are very, very unlikely players. Then you have DeMontis has not shown up yet, and don't hold your breath. Trey Young, 126. And then we got a bunch of
what side is this? What side is this? So I can go ahead and put my
BetMGM
a couple dollars in there.
So
BetGM.
And then you have the absolute sleeper dark horses. These guys probably have no action at it, but these are just guys that BetMGM puts up there at 201-1 odds. That's Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, Ja Morant, Tyrese Maxey, and Scotty Barnes.
Damn, Scotty Barnes and Tyrese Maxey over
no
way.
All of them 201-1, man.
Hey, for what it's worth, man, Nick Nurse talking about Joel Embiid might be ready for opening night. So that 201-1, I'm intrigued.
Mars, you are still on this Joel Embiid train.
They said he might be ready opening night. That's a big deal.
Okay, here's
a very big deal.
Here's what the sports books factor that you don't factor. You gotta play 65 games to win MVP. So whether he's ready opening night, he gonna break down by Christmas anyway. It don't matter. You're not playing 65 games.
He's
he's not. But 201-1, put a little
so
something on
the days of Joel Embiid being on the All-Pro team and the All-League defensive team, those days are over because he's not going to play enough.
Yo, Pin, you was letting me die.
Pardon?
He told you not to hold your breath.
I might hold his breath for over a minute. You ain't even go.
He told you not to hold your breath, Ox. What you doing?
I did tell you.
I was wondering why you was turning purple. I didn't even know what was going on.
What's crazy to me is Jaylen Brown is at 301-1. I don't even know where.
I'll really put some money on that. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
DeMontis Sabonis is 501-1.
Well, first of all,
who's that in line with? Like, who's around DeMontis Sabonis?
DeMar DeRozan, Jamal Murray, Lauri Markkanen, Mikal Bridges, Brandon Ingram,
Lauri Markkanen, Lauri Markkanen,
Zach LaVine, Paul George, Scoot Henderson, Julius Randle, Cam Thomas, Russell Westbrook is also 501-1.
Wait, so Russell Westbrook has the same odds of MVP as DeMontis Sabonis, and he's not even employed right now.
Yep. Pascal Siakam and Jalen
basically have the same odds as DeMontis Sabonis based on that.
Pascal Siakam 501-1. Pascal has like some weird action. If the Pacers win like 55 games, he might actually have some action. That's weird to me.
That's interesting.
Pascal just not the type like the player. I just could never see him giving it to Pascal, even if he played good enough for it. I just, you know what I mean?
Why not?
He just doesn't fit that. I don't know. It's just something. I don't know. It's just something I just thought. You know, I just don't see it with Jaylen Brown too, Ron. But I feel you on that. Like I can put a couple dollars on JB just because you know he's got a Finals MVP already. So it's like they could justify it. You know, if he played good enough, of course.
Well, first of all, Ron, what's the criteria? Right today, I'm asking you dudes. What's the criteria for league MVP in your estimation?
Oh God,
you got to win a lot and you got to be dope. Like,
okay. You got to win. You gotta kick ass.
I think it's stats first.
Yeah, the stats.
Okay, so
stats first. And remember, who was this? This was Damian. I think it was either last week or the week before that. He was basically kind of highlighting because remember I had asked you guys if you really believe that Ant could win MVP, and then he was like, "Well, kind of hold on, Ron. We know that you have to do something basically historical. So you either have to score at a historical rate, stuff the stat sheet at a historical rate, or do something that's kind of never been seen before, which, I mean, you highlighted Giannis with his 30 and 10, but it has to be something of that caliber, something extraordinary.
Giannis could win it. Giannis really could win it. If the Bucks are like, so here's the thing. I think it always comes down to expectations, right? I said this before. It always comes down to what do we expect from you, right? So we expect the OKC Thunder to go out and win 64 games. 64 games not moving us, though. But with Giannis and the Bucks, we might expect them to be making the play-in, maybe missing the playoffs entirely. So if he gets them up somehow by some divine miracle to 47, 48 wins, and he puts up 32, 10, and 7, he could win MVP easily.
47 wins, Pin? No way. I mean, you know what? Yeah. Well, no. I'm saying if they win 47 games, that's not doing it.
How much did Russ win that year?
47 games.
That was a long time ago.
He won 47?
It doesn't matter.
Games.
Pretty much 47.
You look at the roster around him, you can make a very easy case for MVP for him if he gets him up to 47 wins.
But that's the thing, though. Like Giannis, and I love Giannis. somebody else got to step up. Like Giannis isn't carrying him to 48 wins.
Why, Ox? Why is that ridiculous? And I mean, Memphis won 48 games last year in the West.
Yeah, Triple J was balling last year. Did you forget?
But he was also in and out the lineup too.
Right,
Giannis
so
played. Giannis is always on the floor.
Right. What I'm saying is, like Giannis is a great. Obviously, y'all know I think Giannis is an amazing basketball player. But Giannis, like Giannis, we're not going to see them win 49, 48, 50 games and it just be straight on Giannis' shoulders. You know what I mean? Like somebody had to step up and play better than we expected. Miles Turner,
no player wins 50 games by themselves. Yeah,
right.
But it's gonna be on Giannis's.
Yes, of course.
Man, respect the most improved player over there.
Giannis is gonna be.
I've made my mind up.
Giannis is gonna be the main guy, of course. Like that's not a doubt. But they're gonna. Somebody else is gonna have to play. And
you don't see that one guy stepping up over there to help them win 40.
You know Kuzma FC no more.
I still like Kyle Kuzma, but I never said Kuz is, you know what I'm saying, like a all-star caliber player, nothing like that. I'm done disrespecting this roster. I think if I keep talking about him, this is going to be looked at as disrespect, and I don't want to seem like I'm disrespecting.
So if the Bucks do win 47, 48 games, the thing you don't see it happening, would Giannis have your MVP vote?
My MVP vote is already cast.
So it's Luka regardless of what happens. It's gonna be Luka.
No, of course not. Of course not. If somebody else outplays and like Gian, I think there's only a handful of guys that can really win it this year. But you know what I'm saying. Of course, if Giannis shows in that team wins a bunch of games, if they're a top 4 seed, see for me, you got to win. I can never vote for a 6 seed, 7 seed for MVP. I'm not.
So where are the Lakers? So in your estimation, Ox, where are the Lakers finishing this year?
Yeah, top 4.
4, 4, maybe, around 4 or 5, maybe.
Oh yeah,
I promise you, and I'm sitting here today and saying this to all of you guys today. I promise you, if the Milwaukee Bucks win 48 to 50 games, and they finish top 3, I dare you to keep the league MVP away from Giannis. I dare you.
You say that without giving the rest of telling the rest of the story. What? Okay.
What's the rest of the story, Ox?
If OKC wins 70 games, Shea not gonna be MVP.
If OKC wins 69 and Giannis in the Bucks win 48, I dare you to not give it to Shea.
Okay,
if the Lakers win 57 games, I dare you not to give it to Luka. You know what I mean?
Raise him another one. If Jokic,
of course. If Jokic in Denver, if they finish second,
52,
55, 56 games. If Orlando is number one, if Orlando is number 1 in the East and Paolo's averaging 29, 8, and 6, you know what I mean? I dare you to keep it away from Paolo or Franz.
Okay, so let's do that. So let's do that for a second. Because
chill, right quick before you want to do that. I also want to throw one more thing in there too.
Stick on one team, right?
I want to throw two more teams in there too.
What up, bro?
If Minnesota wins 50 and Ant is close to 30,
what do you think 50 wins is going to, Ron? Where do you think 50 wins is getting you in the Western Conference, Ron?
I think.
What do you think 50 wins is getting us in the Western Conference, Ron?
It's not 50. Y'all looking
no,
at the
that's
number.
not good enough.
The number 50 doesn't matter here. The number is how many more wins did you win than I expected you to win. That's the only number that matters. Okay?
No, that matters.
Yes, it does matter, man.
So if the Jazz win 41 games, Larry Markkanen's MVP.
Okay.
Hey,
Ron. You got to make
let me explain it. 41 games.
No, you got to make the playoffs. But what I need you to do is look at 3 things. Number 1, I need you to look at a player that you think is justifiably good enough to be a top 8 player in the NBA. That's the first criteria for me.
Sure.
I never seen an MVP that wasn't a top 8 player in the league. Even Steve Nash.
Steve Nash respects. Yes, nice.
Shout outs. So that's the first criteria. So no, Lauri Markkanen ain't gonna get the ain't happening. He ain't top 8 player. He ain't a top 10 player. That's
I am about to hate on Derrick Rose today.
First criteria. Second criteria I need you to look at is how do the sports books or how do the odds makers or how do the analysts see this player's team relative to how you see that player's team? So let's say, for instance, they got Wemby and the Spurs finishing with 42 wins, and you see a world where they could finish with 52 wins. There's your guy. That's your MVP right there. It's the same thing on the upside. So if they got Shea and OKC or they got Cade and Denver, exceeding expectations, well, now the bar is already set so high, it's really hard to clip that bar. So when I'm looking at it, is guys like Anthony Davis, right? If Anthony Davis has a crazy healthy year in Dallas, he's going to get a lot of credit for lifting that team without Kyrie. Kyrie comes back. Jaylen Brown is another example of a player who, in Jason Tatum's absence, could easily put up the numbers to justify that type of hype, right? If Cade takes Detroit, that is expected to, be missing Malik Beasley and all that stuff, right? If Cade takes Detroit to like
that brim
52
down.
wins,
Put that brim down.
knowing where his statistical value is going to be across the hash marks and stuff, and how much the media likes him, he could get some run at MVP.
And this theory was
These players that you're naming just aren't good enough players to win MVP today.
But real talk, this
Sure
theory that
Yes, 100% they are. Yes,
No,
they are.
this
Ken.
theory was
I'm not
already-
gonna lie. If we have Giannis and Jokic and Shea and Luka at their peak levels, and I see a Cade Cunningham MVP,
Cade MVP this week.
and you guys are telling me this award means
Ron,
something
Ron,
to you,
stop
then I
doing that,
guess,
Ron, because we just
that's
we saw Kobe Bryant, we saw Tim Duncan at his peak, we saw Kobe Bryant, we saw Shaq, and we saw Steve Nash win the league MVP.
And that
Twice.
was a mistake.
We did see that, so stop acting
Yeah,
like
but-
Why can't they make a mistake this year?
I'm not gonna
Why
lie.
can't they make another mistake?
And 94% of people disagree with those MVPs.
Exactly.
So what kind of point is that?
Oh, okay, but as long as they agree with it and award them, then
Even
what?
twice as egregious. That's the point. If
And-
Cade
and-
Cunningham
Mark,
is
you
winning
just said Derrick
MVP
Rose.
in a league in which Jokic and Giannis and them are peaking, 20 years down the line, people are going to have a problem with that. The
Mark,
same way
and that could be
people
the,
have a
that
problem
could be
20
the,
years later
that could
with
be-
Steve Nash.
that could be the case, but that doesn't mean that they can't win it.
Also,
But they can win it,
very
just saying it's
unique.
gonna be wrong.
And
It's going to be
very, very, very unique circumstances in the 05 and 06 season. 05, you have KG, who's better than Nash, missed the playoffs. Kobe, who's better than Nash, missed the playoffs. Tim Duncan is kind of getting out of his prime, per se.
Still better
He's
than
on
that.
Shaq, who deserved it,
He's
gets
not
snubbed.
getting out of his prime.
Shaq-
He was- they won the
Shaq
NBA
is-
championship that year, and
He's no
Keep
longer
going, Russell.
peaking. That's what I'm saying, Jay. He's no longer
Keep going,
peaking.
keep
By
going.
the way,
Keep
hey,
going.
if y'all not tapped into Chill and Chill with Chill in the morning, make sure you tap in. I just found out this morning Chill got more Mac than Charles Oakley. But anyway,
Oh my God.
Mm.
you know what I'm talking about.
Focus, Ron.
Focus.
Oh, now me focus.
Focus, Ron.
All right,
But
come
no,
on,
man,
proceed.
it was-
Real talk.
it was
My man
such,
trying to
like,
make a point
rare-
over here.
Rare
He's trying to make a point.
circumstances going on, right? But in today's league, where Jokic is better than all these players that you're naming, and his team is going to be good. Shea is better than all these players you're naming, and his team is going to be good. Luka is better than all these players you're naming. His team should be pretty good. Giannis is just better than all these players you're naming as well. And I believe that they're going to win 48 to 52 games in the regular season with that roster in the East.
Yes, the
So
Bucks.
I don't see Cade or Anthony Davis. Love Anthony Davis, but they're not. No, with those four
So
players,
real talk.
and two of the
Stop,
four
Ron, hold
are
on.
going to be elite winning as well. They're not winning MVP over them. No.
So let me
real
ask you
talk.
this, real talk. Let me.
If Cade Cunningham averages 28, 29, 10 and 9, they finish top 3 in the East. Let me actually really put the icing on the cake. They finish number 2 in the East.
He's got.
Come
next.
on, dog.
Yeah, he got.
You
next.
you talk
Come
about
on.
expectations getting the roof of the expectations getting blown off. Cade
No, but
Cunningham
Ron-
stamping himself as a superstar, then finishing number 2 in the East.
Ron,
Why would he not have action in
What is that-
MVP?
what does
The
that
expectation
mean?
Because
thing is being
Jokic, Giannis,
overblown.
Luka, and Shea will all
It's
play
being
better.
overblown already, though. The expectation thing has been overblown. So don't buy into that as much as as Penn just sold it to you, because it was just disproved just this last season. Like,
What was disproved, Doc?
OKC, y'all all had OKC winning the championship and being top number 1
True.
anyway.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then he
Y'all,
won it because they were
Y'all
good.
already,
Nope.
y'all already
That's
had
true.
that. Y'all already had that. So
I had that.
You're not the only person that had
Yeah,
that.
you weren't the only person
and
saying
nobody,
OKC was
nobody
gonna
up
be
here has
very
a
good in the
vote for
regular
MVP,
season.
so it doesn't matter what we
Yeah.
had. I'm talking about everybody else. Like OKC came into the season as favorites to win it already anyway. They were
No,
already
they
favorites.
weren't.
No, Boston
was the favorite.
Boston, I had Boston
I'm,
winning the NBA
I'm
championship.
talking about as like maybe not the favorite, but a favorite, a contender.
Yes,
OKC
yes,
was 100% a contender.
True.
Everybody had OKC being great already. And so it's not like they exceeded expectations. They might have
They
exceeded
massively exceeded expectations.
by actually winning it. They might expect, but this isn't necessarily about winning the championship as much as it is being a great team. They were already expected to lead the West anyway. So when they did that, it's who last year exceeded expectations and didn't get it?
OKC.
No,
OKC exceeded expectations.
Okay,
They were not supposed to be.
Houston is the team that exceeded
Houston
expectations.
Houston 100%.
And what do they not have? They don't have a top 8 player. What am I trying to tell you? They don't have a top 8 player. You can't build a narrative.
I'm just answering Ox's question. Which team exceeded expectations? I'm just answering Ox's question.
Cade right now
Indiana
isn't a top 8 player in the league for most.
Indiana, how come Haliburton ain't win?
You can build an argument. Yo, what am I trying to tell you? You got to exceed expectations.
What you want to say, Rob?
You got to exceed expectations, but the media got to have that golden boy that they can build a narrative around.
Sounds like a narrative. That's what that sounds
it is
like.
a narrative.
Sounds like
it is the narrative.
Okay.
Damian was not
Oh,
lying.
yeah, the Pistons went from 14 wins to 44.
100%.
Cade ain't sniffing
From
MVP.
44 to 54.
Not good enough.
Yeah, but Cade ain't sniffed the MVP, and he
Not
averaged
good
26 and 9.
There's a couple of extra qualifiers.
They finished 6th,
You
though.
need
That was
for
the
MVP,
difference.
Mars.
They went from the worst team ever. Chill, you called them the worst team you've seen in like a decade.
Yes,
They went from that to a 6 seed, and who
But the
even
difference-
thought of Cade? He made All NBA like 3rd team. He wasn't even close to anything.
But the difference with that, Mars, is when Joker did it,
Was he
Joker
not
had
17
Joker had done something that was historic. Cade didn't do something that was historic.
Cade not about to do
Individually
something
as a player.
historic this year either, but here we are talking about some MVP.
Okay.
Well, considering where Detroit was 2 years ago, right? Considering that they had lost almost 30 straight games. Thank you, Penn in Toronto, because they was going to lose 40 straight if it wasn't for that damn Toronto team. They was going to do that. But even still, this Detroit team, at 2 years ago, were the worst team almost in league history. Now, here we are, to Ron's point, 2 years later, if this team ends up winning 50 to 55 games and they're a top 2 seed, and Cade cuts down on the turnovers, and Cade is better at the rim, he's a more efficient scorer, and this team is better than what they were last year, and they go from 44 wins to Penn's point to 55 wins or to 53 wins. He's got action at the league MVP. But I want to get back to what Real Talk was talking about. Real Talk, let's stay right there. Real Talk, if you think about over, let's say, the last decade, because you just talked about guys playing better and being better players. In your estimation, Real Talk, how many players over the last decade have been the best player in the league and won the league MVP? I'm just talking about the last 10 years, from the 25, from the 15, 16
so
season.
go to
What was the question?
25, 2016. 25,
Oh, the last 10 years, who's been the best player in the league and won MVP? So obviously from like 15 to 20,
20.
those are LeBron years, and he didn't win
And he
MVP.
got
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
that's
didn't win
disingenuous framing because no one, I want to make it clear. Well, a vast majority of people are not arguing that if you're the best player in the world, you should just get the MVP every year.
Right.
What is being argued is if you play the best in the regular season, you should get the MVP award. And I can make a very salient argument that from 15, 16 to
LeBron
the
was
current
no longer
day,
playing the
the
best in the
person who plays the best in the regular season has got the MVP more often than not.
Correct.
2016, Steph Curry. No real argument.
Mhm.
17 Westbrook. It was him or James Harden, maybe throwing Kawhi. It was one of the three. I would argue they got it maybe slightly wrong, but I have no issue with it. 2018 James Harden. It was him or LeBron. I have no issue either way which way they would have gone. 2019 it was Giannis. It was him or James Harden. I have no issue either way. I would have picked Harden, but I understand the Giannis argument. 2020 Giannis. I think there's no argument against him. 21 Jokic. For me it was Steph, but Jokic, Giannis, Steph, and Embiid all had a strong case for it. Cool. One of the 4 best performers in the regular season got it. 2022, Jokic or Giannis, same thing. One of the 2 got it. 23, Jokic or Embiid, one of the 2 got it. 2024, Jokic or Luka. I would argue that Luka might have deserved it, but one of the 2 got it. 2025, Jokic or Shea. I would argue it was Jokic, but one of the 2 got it. The best performing players in the regular season are the ones who win the MVP. Do I think Jokic has been the best player in the world the last 3 or 4 years? Yes. But do I think he's played undoubtedly the best in the regular season every one of those years? No. Same thing with LeBron. Do I think he was the best player in the world? Yes. But do I think he played the best in the regular season all of those years? No. So him not winning the MVPs despite being the best in the world isn't a disdain on the MVP award, as long as they're giving it to the people who actually played the best during the regular season, which they more often than not did, or got it right close enough to where it was debatable.
Which is
Cade
everything
is not
going
to be there.
And I'm not. Wait a minute, Mars, because I'm not saying that that's not a fair statement. Everything that you just said, but to Real Talk, one of Real Talk's criteria was the fact that Cade Cunningham isn't better than Giannis. He isn't better than Luka. He isn't better than Joker. He
He's
isn't
not
better
play
than
better than that.
Okay, but that's not the point that I'm making. The point
I get what you're saying, chill. But I was I was also under the assumption. What I'm also implying in that statement, Chill, is
Sure.
he's not going to play better than them either. Right. So
But we have
he's
seen
not,
that though, real talk.
I hear you. I hear you.
We've
But
seen
to me,
inferior players. Let me rephrase that. We've
yeah.
seen inferior players play better than better
Yeah.
players.
Absolutely. I just don't believe that Cade is about to outperform Giannis, Luka, Shea, or Jokic in the regular season. Now, if he does, kudos to him. I also do. I've already been on record sometime during this offseason saying I do think Cade can have a top 5 MVP finish this season. But like going back to your example though, Chill, that'll be more of like a 2019 Paul George case where like this really good player has an elite year and finds himself in getting MVP consideration, but still not going to win the award. I think Cade can, if Cade and the Detroit Pistons do what Penn and you are outlining, I do believe that Cade can finish like 5th in MVP voting this year and get some votes. Sure. But he is not going to be getting the award or outright winning the award over Jokic and Shea when they're peaking right now on great teams. Have y'all seen OKC this? They can do the same thing. They're going to average another 33,
Paul George
34
got
points.
0 first place votes for MVP.
Not one.
For
Right.
So like, oh, he came 3rd, but this is why I get tired of the in the conversation stuff. Like, someone was in the chat saying Cade came 7th in MVP last year. That makes it sound a lot cooler than it actually. He had 12 points, 12 MVP points. That means a couple people put him 4th or 5th.
You know who else?
He's not close to winning no MVP. Paul George came
7th.
3rd in MVP, and no one thought he was the MVP. Not one person voted for him as the actual MVP. So Cade could even maybe magically come 3rd. I guarantee you, he's not going to receive a first place vote for MVP because we have guys like Jokic peak at a top 15 all-time level. We have guys like Giannis peak at a top 15 all-time level. We have guys like Shea who let some people tell it are peaking higher than Kobe Bryant. Like, we have these guys running around the NBA, and we're talking about Cade Cunningham, if he wins 54 games, gonna get MVP votes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we spent 20 minutes arguing something we knew isn't gonna happen just because we wanted to argue it. The MVP race, let's be 100% serious. The MVP race is between 4 individuals: Giannis, Luka, Shea, and Jokic. Everyone else we bring up is just wasting everyone's time. We know it's going to be one of those 4. We know it's going to be one of those 4.
No.
Yes, Ron.
Yes, we know it's going to be one of those 4.
There's one guy. All right, Mars. To be fair,
How does Wemby get in this conversation?
And maybe a long shot if you throw Wemby in there.
How does
Maybe
Wemby get in this
that's
conversation?
it.
The reason why Wemby,
That's
the
it.
reason why
Maybe
the reason why
Wemby, and
Wemby-
even he's a stretch.
But even if he's a stretch, the reason why Wemby gets in this conversation is because of what you see Wemby doing, the potential of what he can do throughout the course of the season. That's where Ron is with Cade Cunningham throughout the course of the season. We've seen what Cade Cunningham did last year. What happens if Cade Cunningham gets much better in his turnovers, if he takes better care of the basketball? Mars, you keep telling me about the idea of guys peaking at a certain level. Okay, I can appreciate Giannis. This is the 4th year in a row that he can average 30 and 10, right? And 6. I can definitely get with Shea being on a team that won 68 games and then winning 70 games, which, by the way, Ox, the Bulls in 1996-97, they won 69 games. Jordan did not win the league MVP that year. I just want to put that on your mind. But with that being said, with that being said, if I got a guy in Cade Cunningham who vastly improves next season,
Give him most
and it's a
improved
long
player.
shot.
That's what the award is. Give him most improved player. There's an award for that.
He's too good to win most.
You've said to me, Moss. You've said to me. We've actually had this conversation. Has a guy ever won most improved and the league MVP at the same time?
Yeah, I've asked that question because I think 2016 Steph improved majorly.
There you go. Like so that could actually happen where a guy can win the most improved and win the league MVP at the same time.
Cade just won't be that person.
I think that you're saying that. I think you're saying that because he's not better than the rest of these guys. Can he play better than Giannis?
He's not even arguably better.
I don't think he's to be just like I don't think that Steve Nash was better than.
Was he better
Kobe
than Steve
Bryant
Nash?
in 2006.
Sorry, was he better?
You could wholeheartedly argue that Steve Nash played better than Kobe in the 05 season. I know you aren't about to make an argument that Cade might play better than Jokic or Giannis next year.
No,
you're not about to make the argument.
Okay,
I'm not.
He's not going to.
Mars, can you make a case that Cade was better than Steph Curry last year? Can you make that case?
The argument. You can make the argument.
Would it be a logical argument?
But Steph ain't have no
makes the argument. Yeah, depends who makes the argument. Yes.
Could you make a case that he was better than Jalen Brunson?
You
No.
can make the argument.
So
you
these
can make
are
the
these are
argument. I probably
debatable
wouldn't agree with it.
because
You can
he
make the
finished
argument.
because Cade is very unique among the players who finished top 10 in MVP voting last year, which is to say that his team wasn't the greatest. They weren't like a top 3 seed like a lot of these other guys. They weren't a title contender, and he didn't have a ton of win shares or great analytical impact necessarily relative to some of these other guys that finished up here. But he finished ahead of a lot of guys that I think you would probably argue are better than him. He finished tied with Anthony Edwards. He finished tied, he finished ahead of Steph Curry, Jalen Brunson, James Harden, Evan Mobley. And I think you could make a case that all of those people all have action at this award. Now, I
would
know
not make the argument that James Harden has action
cannot,
in the MVP.
Ben.
not James Harden,
Not this season.
but
no, not this
hear me
season.
out.
My argument would be
Evan-
the 4 players I named plus maybe Wemby.
Dude,
That's who I think has action.
There's 2 more things that you need for MVP. So I said you need the storyline, you need a top 8 player or someone that you could justify as a top 8 player. You need to exceed expectations, right? There's 2 more things you really need. You need some teammates that can floor lift without taking too much credit. Okay. And
OKC's
you need
defense.
OKC's defense is a really good example, real talk.
Mhm.
Detroit's defense might be a really good example this year, real talk. Asar Thompson ain't going to take a lot of credit. Might do a lot of winning. Might Isaiah Stewart might do a lot of heavy lifting without taking any credit. These are not hyped guys, right? If Jaden Ivey comes back, like I think a lot of people are really sleeping on the Pistons and the Cavaliers to massively exceed expectations. And if those teams exceed expectations and Evan Mobley is averaging 22, 12, 3 blocks,
Pin, don't you think the Cavs expectations are pretty high already?
they're very
They
high.
have
But what
championship
if they meet or exceed those expectations?
Oh, no,
Because
no,
right now they're expected to win like 57 to 60 games. What if they win
Right.
66?
So
East
Pin,
is bad.
I agree. Like I'm not with Mars and Chill on the fact that those are the only 4 guys that can win MVP. I 100% believe that there's a list of about 6 other guys who's, if their teams really get those top 3 seeds and they play great, I'll tell you those. I think you obviously Wemby. I think Paolo Banchero. I think Anthony
Davis.
Anthony Edwards.
Oh,
I think Edwards. And you know what, AD, I respect AD for sure.
Mhm.
I know, real talk, close your ears. Kawhi Leonard. I mean, if he plays 60 something games,
I don't even want to.
Jalen, you know, there's
You're not going to play the games.
Okay, well, let's
they're not
move
gonna
on.
let him get the
Let's keep
MVP.
going.
Move on,
after
move
that.
on.
He does, I mean, because the year before last, he did play enough games. Jalen Brunson. You know, I think
Jalen
there's
Brown.
there's a good list of maybe 5, 6, even 7 guys that can really, you know, make a run at it if they play 70 plus games, if their team is a top 3 seed. You know what I mean? So I'm not sold on just these 4 guys can do it.
Yeah, your teammates got to be disrespected. If you're going to win MVP, someone got to give you credit that you don't deserve. Shout outs to Steve Nash. So what I'm saying is, like, that's what you got to have. You got to have that type of roster. And I'm looking at this Celtics roster of ragtag, you know, guys that are all, you know, Anthony Simons. He could be a little bit better under Joe Mazzulla. Who knows, man? Derek White, Josh Minot, Chris Boucher. This ragtag, they're not supposed to do anything. If they come out and they win 50 games, bro, Jalen Brown going to be averaging like 30 points a game on that team. And if they come out and you know he is.
If the Nets make the playoffs, give Cam Thomas the MVP. Like,
that ain't happening.
If we have to operate
Mars,
with these outlandish hypotheticals
you just
to
put
think, well,
Jalen
if this
Brown
happens,
and
they
Cam
could win
Thomas
the
in the same
MVP.
sentence? Come on, man.
I wouldn't put Jalen Brown and Jokic in the same sentence. MVP talks.
Okay,
So you're doing the exact same thing. We know these things aren't going to happen. We previewed every single division in the NBA. None of us had the Celtics as this 50-win team. Now all of a sudden, when it's MVP discussions, well, if they win 50 games, Jalen Brown could be the MVP. No, we know they aren't winning those 50 games. We know it's not happening. So what we think is going to unfold. Can we stick to that instead of saying, hypothetically, if the team we don't expect to win this much wins this much, this guy might win the MVP? No, stick to what you think might actually unfold in the NBA. Talk about that. Not hypothetically, the team I don't think is going to be that good actually becomes the best team in the conference to win an MVP.
You don't want me to
fellas, Pin, Pitt, Mars is right. Let's come back down to reality and let's stop talking about how let's stop talking about how Cade Cunningham can potentially win this MVP.
No one.
But before we do that, before I get everybody's MVP predictions, I got to tell you guys about something that's better than who's going to win the MVP this year. I got to tell tell you about something that's better than who's going to win the championship this year, which is what we'll be talking about tomorrow. I got to tell you guys about something that's better than who's the top 5 player in the NBA, which we will be doing the top 50 players on Friday. Chill. That is the new contest on Splashsports, baby. They have a new NBA player survivor, and you see the prize on the screen. You see the game on the screen. But let me tell you guys what this is all about and how it works. So y'all, vroom, vroom, rev up your engines and get ready, baby, because Splashsports just dropped the ultimate NBA survivor contest. Here's how it works, y'all. On day 1, you pick 2. Yes, that is dos. Primary players, and you get 1 alternate player, but all 3 got to be on different teams. And if either of your primary players go off for 20 or more points, then boom, you advance. And if your guy doesn't play due to load management, you know how these things work in the NBA, then your alternate will automatically sub in the game and save your season. But from day 2 on, you only get 1 primary player and 1 alternate player. And if you hit that 20-point mark with your primary player, then you live to fight another day. But if you miss it, get your ass out of here. You're done. And here's the best part about the whole thing. Obviously, as you can see, hence the graphic on the screen, the last one standing will take home $2,500 in cash. That's right, $2,500, and it is automatic. It is guaranteed. It doesn't matter if 3 people enter the contest, me, Penn, and Real Talk. One of us will take home that $2,500, guaranteed, because we're proving that we know ball more than everybody else that's in the contest. So download the app, lock in your picks, trust your gut and your basketball knowledge, and see if you can survive the madness. This is Splashsports NBA Survivor Contest, only on Player's Choice, where every bucket matters and only 1 person can survive in advance. Scan this QR code, download the app, get in the game. It starts at the start of the season next Tuesday. We'll see you guys in the winner's circle. Whew. That should be fun, right?
Well,
Penn, yes.
I know that we
if
talk
all
about
the best players in the league get hurt, then sure, Penn.
I didn't say they get hurt. I didn't say they get hurt.
If
First of all, we
Shea gets
looking at-
hurt and OKC is not good, and Jokic gets hurt and the Nuggets
Okay,
aren't
wait.
good,
You have a reading problem, Real Talk?
I don't have a reading problem, and I
Are you
feel
referring to my-
personally
are you
and
referring to my
slightly
comment?
racially attacked.
Real Talk, we need to
What's
change your
wrong with
prescription?
you? You're reading.
It's
You're,
not
I'm
true.
assuming.
Oh
I'm
my
assuming you're referring to my comment, right? So I said
Yes,
Jokic wins 48.
Mhm.
SGA has an injury. That's
Mhm.
1 person having an injury.
Mhm.
1,
Yep.
not the whole league getting hurt. Giannis
Yes.
wins 36 games. Luka wins 42 games. Yes, Wemby 52 wins. Spurs now have action. I'm sorry that 1 person had to get injured for that to happen.
Mhm.
What's been happening in the league? Real talk. A lot of people have been getting injured.
Injuries, yeah.
Yes, we're getting more physical. The chances of a star missing an entire season
Does
has
Jokic
gone up
get hurt?
a lot.
Does Jokic get hurt?
If people can't see that,
Was that a racially sensitive answer for you?
No.
Good.
Well, does
Okay,
Jokic
cool.
get hurt?
Jokic doesn't have to get hurt. His Denver
Does Shea
Nuggets
get hurt?
Dude, do you know who Jokic's teammates are? What if
we're doing this already and preseason ain't even over? Oh, okay.
no?
See, that's what I'm saying, Mars. Because
his
Mars,
teammates
you
could
talk to
easily
me all the
get
time
hurt.
about
Jamal
the optimism
Murray-
of the. That's what we get the.
And if
that's where
Jokic's
we get
teammates
the-
get hurt and he wins
Jamal
48
Murray has
games,
a
that'll be part of his
frequent like
MVP
he has
case.
a membership at the local hospital. Okay,
Yeah, if Jokic teammates get hurt and he wins 48 games, that'll be part of his MVP case, just like it was in 2022. Because guess what happened? His teammates were hurt. He won 48 games.
you know
Guess who
what's
won the
also
MVP?
you know what's
Jokic. You know why he
what-
played better than everyone?
you know what's also part of his MVP case, Mars, that you might not be thinking about. Jokic
last
had
year.
a worse year than last year. Do you know the ridiculous precedent that he
Well,
set
had a
last year
better win
statistically?
24 and lost the MVP. So
Well, that's my point. So that speaks to the first point that Ron started out with you got to do something historical. But historical is contextual. It's historical for you. So if Cade comes out and averages 30,
Jaylen Brown,
10,
50
and
games
8,
is historic.
or well, I mean, if Jaylen Brown averages 30 points on a 50-win team that had no business winning 40 wins, yeah, that's going to be a story that the NBA is going to want to put front and center. And you know what also helps? Boston. That helps. Big
And
markets help.
Penn, that gets them to like a
We
sixth
just
place
wanna argue
finish
today.
in
That's
MVP
cool.
voting. That's what we're saying. And I mean, that's what I'm saying.
A
I think,
couple
yes, what
people
you're
will vote
saying
for
is
Jalen
true.
Brown in
If
fifth.
they
That's
if
what
they
happened.
if these players have like an unprecedented season for themselves relative to themselves and the team does good, to me that gets you like a 4th to 6th place finish in this race, because there are clearly 2 to 4 players that are, number one, better than everybody and on good enough teams to win the games to qualify to win MVP. I mean, that's
All right, fellas, there's clearly a separation right now. Clearly, you guys do need to get a new prescription because you can't see things the way that me and Penn see them. But that's okay. We are going to circle around in a little bit. Everybody give their MVP predictions, top 1, top 2, top 3, however you see it panning out. In the meantime, no. We're going to change gears. First off, I want to shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Swiper calls you guys trailblazers. I just call you guys some of our very avid fans that I love that are in the chat. But YouTube calls you guys our top fans. These were our top fans from yesterday, the top 5. G Grant 28 came in first place. Shout out G Grant. This is the first time I've seen you on these charts, and you peaked at number 1. Salute to you. Tupac Westside coming in again, hot at number 2. It's Nikoi, number 3. Then Jonathan Frazier, back-to-back days. Shout out Jonathan Frazier, number 4. And Whozo 07 or Whozo 7 or Whozo 7. However, these are the top 5. Salute to all of them. All right, y'all. We are going to pivot, and this is what we're going to talk about next. The NBA has now announced that starting this season, all rookies will have a debut patch on their jersey. How y'all feel about this? And this is what it looks like.
That's cool.
We meant to have feelings about this.
You can have thoughts about
They're
it.
putting it in trading cards, right? That's what it's for.
I
think that's what they
Pretty
said.
sure something like that.
Yeah, they said once you make it, and then it'll be like some autograph trading cards. So if you're a card collector, buy some cards.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
You see the
Or
top
if you do get like the
Yeah.
jersey, you have that one. You have
that
the
makes
one
sense.
jersey that probably raises the
Yeah,
value.
it'll be a
of the
one
jersey.
of one. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
a
one-on-one.
So like, yeah, if you're one of those collectors, this is cool for
Mhm.
you.
That
This
Cooper
is
Flag
nothing.
trading card, that Cooper Flag rookie card, about to pay your mortgage off. In a
Yeah,
couple
like,
of
especially
years.
if like one of these guys become like a legend, like a serious legend, then you're like, oh my god, I got this one of one Cooper Flag debut card.
Mhm.
Ooh, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Cooper
You-
Flag's
if,
really
if
good,
you
by
if
the
you
way.
find a Carter Bryant rookie card, please hit me up. I will buy it off you.
So yeah, if you're one of those collectors, this is cool for you.
Do you think there's other patches that they could potentially put on jerseys that'll make them cooler
Yeah, they should put
or add some
a
type of
crash
value?
out patch on jerseys too.
Amen Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. He didn't throw any punches.
What,
What are
the
we
crash
doing
out?
here?
Well, there's a reason he ain't get ejected. It wasn't that serious.
The
I
brother
didn't-
dragged
I
him
didn't
to the
say- I didn't
ground.
say
He should have
anybody.
been. He should have
Nah.
went crazy on him
Nah.
like that.
Them bullshit announcers,
just put-
Pelicans announcers, lying
You
on a
can-
men's name, saying he threw a
I mean-
punch. Oh, I see him throw a punch, bro. This is how people get arrested. I
I mean, at
swear,
the end of the
I
day, it's
saw
not
him
that
do
serious,
it.
man. It's not that serious. It's not that serious.
Hey, real talk. You could take the nigga out of Oakland.
Nah, hey, look, hey.
Assad did
All I'm
say
saying
he was
is
a
he was
violent
up in the
child.
air, Ox,
Assad did
and
say
then
he was a
boy
violent
like
child.
he was falling, so he grabs him in and to fall with him. Like, nah, bro, get off me, bro. You could have hurt him in that. I ain't mad at him, man, bro. And
I just want to put it out there.
I
Amen
like
Thompson
that
is
a man
4 for
is
6
like
from
that,
3 in
honestly.
preseason. I just want to put it out there. Amen
I
Just
like
make
that
sure
a
we
man
clear
be
on that,
like
Mars.
that.
One more time. They hear you in the back, Mars.
Yeah,
Turn your mic up.
Amen Thompson's 4 for 6 from 3 in preseason.
It's almost
Yo,
like
just
somebody said that he could develop a shot if
Yeah,
he
do
was
that
just given some
information when
time.
Yeah,
You know?
I saw him. I want to catch up because Assad ain't got no shooting indicators. But man, I'm intrigued.
Uh-oh, Mars' eyes sound like it looks like Mars' eyes is getting open a little bit more.
It's almost like if these
intrigued.
players get in the gym, they can, depending on how bad their jumper looks or what we've seen in the past, they can improve.
How do you
Imagine
feel?
that,
about
Ron.
He's even shot a couple off the dribble.
Who
He
would
even
have
shot a
thought?
couple off the dribble.
Man,
You
that's
feel
that,
good about
Ron.
the
And not in
Like
the
you
corner.
saying,
Not
Ron, that
all
I
of
could
them in the
get better.
corner. by the
Yeah,
way.
a couple above the break threes. There was
Yeah,
one where he
yeah,
shot off the dribble. His foot was on the line, but I'm still taking it. He basically with 3. The intention was there.
Ron,
So,
Ron,
like,
are you
I'm
saying that
sure-
I
I'm
can
sure
get,
it kinda
like I can
nice.
improve my game? Is that what you're saying, Ron? Like if I
Sure,
got in the gym and worked on my game, I can get better? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Ron?
I'm saying even if the free throws don't indicate that you can shoot the ball, even if your form doesn't indicate that you can shoot the ball, if you put in the work and if you work over the offseason, the ball can potentially go in if you shoot it. No matter how ugly or whatever the numbers look like, it can go in.
Damn, maybe I could
A man
get
MVP
nicer if I worked on my game a little bit. How about that?
Yeah,
Imagine that.
why not?
Imagine
If
if I got
45% from 3, averages 29, 9, and 7 on a 2 seed. Why can't he be the
I want
MVP?
to be clear, Chill. I want to be clear. I never said that you don't get better by working on your game. All I said was everybody doesn't get better
at the same rate. That's a fact. You did say that.
Right.
Everybody doesn't get better at the same rate. But let's not act like Cade Cunningham over the last 3 years didn't go from 20 to 23 to 26. That's a big deal. Let's not act like Cade Cunningham didn't go from 6 to 8 to 9 assists in 3 years. That's a big deal.
Also, we still got 82 games. We still got 82 games to play. So
I think he got a lot better last year, Mars. I think he got a lot better. I say this.
I'm not arguing he didn't get. I just don't think he got as better to the degree that people think he did. Like a lot of people went from Cade sucks and can't impact winning to Cade as a top 15 player. I think the truth was Cade was really good the year that the Pistons sucked. You guys were asleep. And then he got marginally better, and you guys were like, oh my God, we never seen this from Cade. Reality is Cade last year added a bit of a post game, became more salient on defense. And that was pretty much the bulk of the improvement.
Shooting 3.
He shot the 3 marginally better. He marginally better. He became a marginally better shooter, added a post game, and was less inconsistent on defense. That was the major jump. He didn't improve as much as people think, in my opinion.
But to your point, Mars, the stuff that he was marginally better at, I mean, it did show where his production that he got better, right? So the stuff
he didn't get better. I just said he got better. It's not to the degree that you think.
100%. Now, yeah, I'm probably arguing something that shouldn't be argued.
Cade is kind of just already such a polished player, even like coming into the league. I think that's going to be his growth, like trajectory. Like he was already had a really good feel for the game, already had a really good mid-range game. So it's just going to be about incremental progression for Cade. A little bit better from pull up 3 every year, a little bit better finishing every year.
Huge difference, yeah.
A little bit better, you know what I'm saying? Maybe be more consistent on defense. Like he could do all of these things already, just got to get a little bit better at them.
Which 100% happens. But you know what the problem is, real talk? Ron douses us every year with this fucking Tyrese Haliburton, Trae Young, and now it's Cade Cunningham. He douses us with this shit every year, right? And he doesn't give us a little bit of it. Ron jumps off the cliff with it. That's what he does. Like with Tyrese Haliburton, and then with Trae Young, and now with Cade Cunningham. You know, he could win the league MVP if we did this. Ron jumps off the cliff with these dudes. Not, Cade Cunningham could possibly be one of the best league guards in the game. No, he could be a top 2 league guard in the game. Cade Cunningham, he could be an all-star this year. No, he's first team all-pro. That's Ron. Ron jumps off the cliff with this, and he douses us every year with this.
Chill. I don't know if you know this, but Tyrese Haliburton, a really, really good player.
He is awesome.
You know that, right? He was just in the finals. They were,
Chill?
one game away.
Yes.
One game. So if Ron was trying to tell you that Tyrese Haliburton was better than people think he was right. He's way better than people think he was.
Which I think team got to the finals.
Pardon? He is the biggest reason they got to the finals. You're going to see how much their offense struggles. They're getting zoned up.
Have you been watching them
right now in the preseason?
Shout out Obi Toppin.
I just saw Benedict Mathurin go 18 for 18 in the first half of a game. What are we talking about?
Another guy that Ron's been telling you all about. So I mean, I don't know what you're
talking about. How good that Pacers team is. That's what y'all finna see. Trying to give all that credit to Tyrese Haliburton like that.
Tyrese Haliburton is the singular most important player on that team. I don't think anyone who actually watches basketball could debate that. But if you want to argue that they have a good team,
that doesn't mean that doesn't catapult.
Steve Nash haters who praise Tyrese Haliburton.
It's so crazy because Steve Nash is so much better than Tyrese Haliburton. But it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think Tyrese Haliburton better than Kobe either, bro.
To me, y'all undermine the whole making of the Pacers squad. Like y'all take away from what they actually represent in the basketball world. To me, the Pacers are supposed to be such a great story about how you don't have to have this perceived great individual player to win games and potentially a championship in the league. You can have a team of really good NBA players, and that is good enough to compete with anybody in the world. But because we are so individualized in basketball and the analysis of it, because the Pacers win, now we have to rise up Tyrese Haliburton to these thoughts that he does not belong in. Tyrese Haliburton is a really good player. I got you, cool. But so is Pascal Siakam. So is Andrew Nembhard. So is Benedict Mathurin. So is a lot of TJ McConnell. Everybody on that roster is a good team. And to me, the empowerment of that team is the strength of that team. The fact that Rick Carlisle allows everybody to play their game. The fact that Rick Carlisle allows TJ McConnell to cook in the mid-range, even though that goes against what the analytics say sometimes. He lets Andrew Nembhard do it. He lets everybody play their game. They pick up full court. They play team basketball. That is the spirit of the Pacers. So because they are good, doesn't mean we have to elevate their best player into talks he does not belong in. No, they're just really good.
But when they're bad, we will definitely take that player who is really good and tear him down and say he's not a very good player, right? Come on.
Well, that's what chill. Well, I was just saying this yesterday. That's what has become of hoop talk. We have a weird obsession with doing that. We have to dissect it and just give it to somebody and they're this good. What's the reason? This person instead of really just seeing the whole game. We have a tendency.
Well, first of all. And I think that's a fair statement, Ox. But real talk, let's not forget that this Indiana Pacers team, as well as they are constructed, as good as they are from a talent aspect, one of the main reasons why they go the way that they go is because of the style of play that they have. And that's catapulted by Haliburton. His ability to distribute, his ability to get downhill, how smart he is. That's why they play the way that they play. And they don't have anybody on that crew to duplicate that. Nobody.
But chill, they're still probably okay. So what happened? What is going to be the assessment of the Pacers if this year they're still one of the fastest teams in the league without Tyrese Haliburton? Because what I believe that we spend too much time on process when it comes to players, when to me, process is coached. It is the coach's philosophy. The Pacers' philosophy is playing fast, not only because of Tyrese Haliburton. It's because that is how Rick Carlisle wants to play basketball, and he coaches the team. So when they come back next year and they're still one of the fastest teams in the league,
don't know what are we you're talking about.
What are we going
to say? When Tyrese Haliburton got
Penn, I'm sorry, I agree too. Because real talk is right. We do spend too much time on processed foods. And that's why we need to use factor meals so we can get the fast foods out of our life, so we can get the junk foods out of our life, so we can get the fatty foods. Have you seen your midsection lately? Well, if you want to lose all that gut and if you want to strut properly, then you need to eat properly. And you can only do that when you factor in these meals into your life on a daily basis. Now, guys, I know you spend 3 hours on the panel with us. I know you spend another 3 hours on the video game. I know you got to spend another 8 hours at work. But in between that busy schedule and your winter plans and fall plans, you got, Halloween coming up. Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's a lot going on in the holiday season, which means you need all the time you can to do the things that you want to do. And you need less time in the kitchen prepping meals. And that's where Factor Meals allows you to eat smarter, eat healthier, and quite frankly, get all the time back that you need. They have 65 weekly meals made for you, specifically how you want to live, how you want to eat, and they will allow you once again to suck in that gut and live the life that you've always wanted to live. More variety, more meals, support your wellness goals, savor global flavors right here at Factor Meals. 97% of customers say that Factor Meals has helped them live a healthier lifestyle. And you can be the next person to once again lose your gut and live a better life. So be like me, be like Ox, be like Chill, be like maybe bars, and eat Factor Meals. You can do it right here, right now by going to factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off. Use code playerschoice50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code playerschoice50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious meals delivered right to your front door. Fellas, We got super chats. It is the crunch time chat segment. So let's see what the people have to say about what we had to say. Something funny, Morris?
May I please complete my sentence?
No,
I'm sorry, Pin. We
I
have to.
I think it's over. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's
I
over.
forget about you. Don't worry, Penn. I ain't forget about you. Don't worry, Penn. We get into it. I promise you. We ain't,
Yeah,
we ain't
yeah.
I don't know if
You
we
go-
get
you
into
go
it,
catch
man.
that
I
left
don't know
hook.
if we get. I don't know if we get into it, man.
War V Room said Luka's quickness has regressed severely, and I think this will limit his ability to create advantages against switching teams. He will score a lot because of that, but it won't be as impactful anymore. Hashtag RIP.
a 26-year-old's quickness who without having a major injury has regressed. I don't know if I ever heard that before. And by the way, he's in better shape, but his quickness has regressed. How so?
I mean,
Please
he
put me
doesn't
onto
move
that.
like when he came into the league at all. But I don't think it really. Luka doesn't have to be very quick. He needs to be quick enough to be able to get people on his hip, and I think he's that right now. But he has lost a step as far as like his youthful days, like first, second year, third year. Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me because I see Luka still getting by guys. I still see Luka bumping guys off of him. Luka's never been a pew type of guy. Nah, he's never really been that. Nah, that he's never blowing your doors off.
Chill.
No.
Go look at.
I remember when he first
wasn't
showed up,
Pym.
18, 19. I
He
remember
wasn't
that.
Pym, but it will surprise you how quick
There
Luka
was some
was moving when he
separation
first
there.
got in the
Yeah,
league.
it was definitely
Luka
some
was
separation.
going down. If it was a clear lane, he was dunking it. Like he's not doing that.
He replaced that quickness with strength, so it's like pick your poison, I guess, whichever one you prefer.
MP13 said the MVP criteria in this era is you need to be a tier 1 player, a top 6 seed, and the only exception is if you clip some historical feat that the media / casuals deem to be important in some way.
I think that
I
six
just think the
seed thing is
criteria
exceptional.
changes.
You gotta also have been pretty decent the previous year. I don't think the one-off performances necessarily garner the attention. And as I mentioned earlier, you gotta have some floor lifting teammates that the media doesn't respect.
I can get with that.
Like Aaron Nesmith, like Pascal Siakam, guys like that.
I could get with that. Yep. I could definitely get with that.
Tupac Westside 474. Shout out Tupac Westside. He's one of the best trailblazers in the chat. He said, T morning, y'all. The MVP rules were always inconsistent, in my opinion. I think the player stats and the team success should be the only things factored in personally.
When you think about when the league MVP, I mean, it started in 55, right? So we're not going to go back 70 years. No, we're not going to do that. But
Go back
let's
to
just
when
go
the
back.
media started voting.
So that was in
would
79. That was in 79-80, right? That was in 79-80 when Jabal won it, right? So if we go back, that's 46 years. More times than not, two things are a fact: you getting busy on the best team in the league, or arguably or one of the best teams in the league. Those two things are always at the top of the list when we're talking about the league MVP. When you think about when Jabal won it, the Lakers was at the top of the league when he won the league MVP. When Doc won it, it was at the top of the league. Fast forward to the 90s when Jordan was winning league MVP. When Barkley won it in 93, they had won 62 games. That year that I was talking about, Ox, when Jordan missed out, I thought they got that wrong. I thought Jordan should have won it in 97, and I thought Malone should have won it in 98. I thought they got that. I thought they got that wrong. But the Jazz were still at the top of the league. The Bulls were at the top of the league. Fast forward to the 2000s when Shaq won it. The Lakers had won 67 games, right? Then you think about when James, his teams won it, and he won the league MVP in those back-to-back seasons. 66 wins, 61 wins. When you think about the 2010s, every one of those league MVP guys, they're on the best team or one of the best teams in the league, top 3. Then with the exception of Russ, I apologize, with the exception of Russ. Now then you get to the 2020s, the one exception is Joker. Everybody else is at the top of the league. Everybody else is that is the consistency when you're talking about winning the league MVP. You have to be a guy that's getting busy on the best team in the league. And if that's not going on, then you're not winning the league MVP.
I think the inconsistency is even more reason why, some of us, Mars, me, I tend to not care much. Like, obviously, like, we talk about it and I get into the conversation because I do care. Obviously, I care as far as that goes. But when it comes to ranking and talking about who's this and who's that. The MVP thing is just so inconsistent. Like, well, I mean, not really. I mean, Mars made a good point about the better players have been doing it. So I think the league is doing a pretty decent job with it. But I just think it's so the conversation around MVP is more of the problem for me. It's not as much as the MVP, it's just the conversation around it.
What's the conversation, Ox?
I'm with you, Ox, on that. I'm with you on that.
We can never really know what the criteria is. And then when you hear people that actually have votes on it, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't got a vote. So I can freely talk about, how I feel about it, or if I'm biased towards or whatever. It doesn't really matter as far as who gets it. But when you hear people on TV talking about the MVP, and you hear guys saying, like, I don't care how many games they win because of this. And you hear other people say, well, I that's the only thing I care about. It's like, well, what is the criteria? We need to have a set criteria from the jump.
We obviously do, though.
But we don't.
We don't. Sure, we do. Just because of what people are saying, I don't think that negates what the criteria is. Prime example, Mars in the 2019-2020 season, who won the league MVP?
Giannis.
Where was the Milwaukee Bucks?
They were the 1 seed.
In 2020-21, who won the league MVP?
Jokic.
Okay, that was an exception. In 21-22,
well, they were the 3 seed. 22, Jokic was the 6 seed.
So,
they
were 3 seed.
There's still inconsistency there, though.
I just think.
My question.
Go ahead. Let you finish, and then I'll go.
My question is it because it's not the best player? Is that what's bothering you guys more than anything? Because I think just Russ and Joker is the only exception. Winning has always been at the top of the list when you're talking about the league MVP, and you as a player getting busy has always been the question. Is it because when you see a guy who isn't better than this guy winning it, is that the biggest issue?
It's not so much that it bothers me.
Go ahead.
It's not so much that it bothers me as much as it's just like the importance of it. There's no MVP. I just don't hold things that are voted on as important as just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. Nobody can tell me that every MVP means, oh, well, you're better than this guy. But when once again, so I'm talking about just the conversation around it.
Sure,
that's what I'm talking about. So it means something to me. I think MVP absolutely means something. It should mean something to the person that wins it. But the conversation around it, that, like, for instance, they were, a lot of people had an issue with Jokic winning those MVPs because they're like, oh, he doesn't do anything in the playoffs. When they forget, and these are people that have votes, it's like, did you forget this is a regular season award? You know what I mean? So it's more the conversation around it. So that's what I'm trying to get to, Chill.
Because not all MVPs are the same. I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead.
Jean-Mar Skeet Nielsen, a Hall of Famer, has accelerated the line because he is a Hall of Famer. He said, instead of talking who will win MVP, how about you say, who do you think will deserve your MVP vote, or just who you think you will vote for? Let's talk ball, not narratives. You want to do that?
That's 100%.
I mean, we're an hour in. We've been speaking narratives for an hour. So
he said not who the media will vote, but who you might vote for. So let's get into it, fellas. Who would you guys actually vote for MVP?
I would just like to say very quickly that is, the narrative part is part of winning MVP. I mean, as much as we don't like it per se, but like, that is part of winning the award, unfortunately.
Yeah, but he's saying talk about the award as if it was just up to you. So if you don't like the narrative part of it, don't put the narratives into it. Like, for me, I don't care about the narrative part of it. So for me, it's just who plays the best. So my MVP vote will go to whoever I think plays the best. If I had to guess next season, I would probably venture towards Giannis. But before that, I just want to answer Chill's question. I don't have a problem with the existence of the MVP award. To Ox's point, I have a problem with the way people use the MVP award to justify things that I don't agree with. If we can watch the NBA unfold throughout history, and we can know in 2016 or 2017, wherever, the best players in the world were LeBron, KD, and Steph. We know that. But then Russell Westbrook and James Harden and Kawhi were the top 3 in MVP. That doesn't mean that those 3 are better than those 3. It doesn't mean that, because I know who I think the 3 best players was. But I think people use the MVP, and like, I see it a lot, like, not to bash Shea, but it's like, I'm seeing on the timeline where if Shea wins another MVP, he's over XXX player of all time. It's like, why would I care about if these guys think Shea deserved the MVP in 2026. That makes him better than the guy who played 25 years ago, who was going up against a different level of competition for the MVP award. Once again, an award I also just don't value when it comes to who the better player is. In terms of winning the award, I think credit to everyone who wins it. Everyone who wins it is a great basketball player. I don't think there's ever been a basketball player who wasn't great who won the MVP award. I don't think that's ever been the case. You have to be great to win the MVP award. That's just a prerequisite. No bad player wins the award. But I do think that people use the amount of awards that you have or winning the award to justify you being better than someone else. When I think at the end of the day, you can just watch the game for yourself and come to the conclusion. Do you think in 2017, Russell Westbrook was a better player than Kevin Durant? If you think yes, then cool. If you think no, then cool. The MVP award shouldn't hold any weight to that.
See that right there, not better player. Did he play better? Because we've already
you can make that argument too, but I'm saying you can make that argument without the MVP award. Like that's
what I'm saying. Because I don't think
Russ played better than KD. Say that without the MVP. You don't need the MVP to justify that. That's just the voters thinking whatever they think. And then to the point of, well, the criteria is you have to be a winning player or on a winning team to win the MVP.
Sure.
I think that's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. I think what the reality is, more often than not, if you're one of the 5 best players on the planet, you have a good team around you, because front offices know we're going to build a good team around our transcendent player. So I don't think you're winning MVPs because your team is good. I think you're on good teams because you're that good of a player, if that makes sense. Like if you're 05 Kobe, for example, you're not going to have a chance of winning an MVP because of how good you are. But that's because the Lakers aren't building a good team around you. But if you build a good team around one of the best players in the world, you're going to have MVP action, because that's what you do when you have a player that good. So I don't think it's that you have to be on a good team, so that the good players are on good teams more often than not. Does that make sense? Or am I explain that?
No, I'm following you. Is it fair to say that you as a great player, just you as a great player, your team is going to be good, even if your team isn't great in terms of talent?
Because if you're not, then we start talking about trading you like you're Giannis right now. Like, oh, great player not on a good team, they have to leave, because we understand that when great players exist in the NBA, more often than not, they should be winning.
Waste them. Yeah, you can't waste.
So when I look through the MVP award, the history of the MVP award, it's less that, oh, LeBron in 2013, the Heat won 60 whatever games, more than like they have the best player in the world. It would be a waste to not have a good team around said best player. Therefore, the best players are going to be on good teams more often than not. And if they're not, we all talk about the fact that that's a problem. Giannis right now, that's a problem. Jokic in 22 before they were winning championships, it's a problem. Whoever else you want to go down the list, Russell Westbrook in 2017, people were saying that, hey, get Russ some help. He then gets Paul George. Like, so it's about people wanting to build good teams around the best players. Otherwise, you're wasting the best players. So I think that's probably what plays more into it, personally, than just pure win totals. Especially now that like tracking data and on-off differentials and advanced stats. Since 2014, I think you've seen a real shift. Yeah, I think 2014 is when I think a real shift came into like the advanced analytics and the tracking and the on-off data and all of that stuff. And I think you can see that winning has played less into the MVP awards now than it did back then, because it's more about just your impact individually on your team. So you can win 50 games compared to someone else winning 58, but your impact is higher on your 50-win team. Therefore, you have a better chance of winning. I think that probably plays more into it in the last 10 years.
Do you think that's accurate? Should we do that?
I think it's better than raw win totals, but I still think it leaves out a lot of context.
Because I'm gonna ask you why I'm asking that question. Because let's go to Denver, Colorado right now, right?
Let's go to Denver.
Let's say because of Valanciunas, I think Valanciunas is going to be really good on that team. Not because he's some great player, but I think he just allows for them to play the same way all the time. So like when Jokic is out, they kind of went to DeAndre Jordan, and he wasn't really offering them much.
Pick and roll, Jamal.
He's still gonna be able to run the DHOs and all of that, right? He's gonna be assimilating Jokic to an extent. Wait, Russ went to the Kings. We'll get to that later.
Wait a second.
There's 500 to 1 odds might just increase. I don't know. They're saying it in the chat.
Let me call JD so we can change the thumbnail of the title.
Yeah, there's 500 to 1 odds. Hey, if you make that,
look.
Oh no!
That's the final straw.
Unbelievable! Wow,
y'all still got DeMontis. You know what? Russ is gonna do what he did for what he did for Jokic and everybody else. That's what he's going to do for DeMontis. Hey, actually, his MVP odds are going to increase.
Is that a
Watch
threat
this.
or is that a compliment? I don't know. Which one was that? Is that a threat?
No, he's saying he's going to have DeMontis balling. That's what he's saying.
Oh,
I want to get back. Well,
Let
Penn,
someone
don't
interpret
think I
it
forgot
that
about
he's
you, Penn,
throwing
because I
into
did
the
not. I
ring.
want to get back to what you was talking about, Penn. I definitely want to do that. But you were saying real talk.
Oh, okay,
You-
yeah.
you-
If Jokic's like on-off numbers decrease this year because the Denver is better with Valanciunas on the court, like, should we now assess that Jokic somehow is not as good of a player because his team isn't swinging as much on his on-off numbers anymore? Or like, how is that going to hurt him in the
that's why
MVP
The expectation
Will it hurt?
has
Will it hurt
changed.
him in the case somewhat? But it will hurt in the sense that because the Nuggets were like +10 with Jokic, -10 without him. If they're still +10 with him and like -1 without him, it will hurt his MVP case. Do I think that's valid?
Yes,
Maybe not.
it will.
But if you get like the Shea example, like Shea this year, like the Thunder was still like +2 or +3 or something with him, without him, but they were +18 with him.
It was like +0.4 without
okay,
Shea.
+0.4, and then they were +18 with him. So it's like, so like if the Nuggets are dominant with Jokic on the court, like dominant to that degree, not 18, but like +12, 14, whatever, and then they're only like -1 without him, he would still get given the respect because like, oh look, they're playing a dominant level with Jokic on the floor. But I do think there's a lot of context with on-off data in general. It all comes down to like lineups and stuff and how the teams deploy you. Like it's why like the Paolo stuff like throws me off sometimes. I do think there's some merit to it, but like if you're genuinely making the argument that the Magic are better without Paolo because some on-off numbers say that, I just think like you're probably looking too deep. You're looking too surface level on the numbers. So like I do think it holds more weight than raw win totals. But I don't think it's a perfect science. And I think if you're just relying on on-off data, I think you're probably also doing it wrong. But
I also just want to state that I would disagree with Jokic not getting the award because his on-off numbers have decreased if he's still playing at the level that he's playing at. Like that's why to me, I've never been one to be like, oh, they're plus and minus, because there's a lot that goes into that, right? Luka has suffered from this argument a lot of the time, but that's because when he goes off the court for the past like 4 or 5 seasons, little did we know who Jalen Brunson really was, but he was the one running the offense when Luka would go out the court, and then it was Kyrie Irving. Like, yeah, his team isn't going to fall off a cliff because there's another great guard who can do to a degree what he does when he's off the court. Like that's never really made sense to me. But go ahead, Penn. I know you had something.
Yo, fellas, I need MVP predictions. What do we got? Mars kind of sort of gave me his.
Giannis or Luka, those would be my 2 go-tos.
Why is wait. Hold on, Ron. Where is Luka? Where the Lakers? Where do you see the Lakers finishing, Mars, this season?
The player.
If they're a play-in team, that means that we're anywhere between 7 and 10. If they're a play-in team, why does Luka have action at the play-in spot, and I don't know, Cade Cunningham not have action at the 3 seed?
Have you heard how I do the MVP over the last 3 years?
Yeah, maybe
I think Luka's going to play better than Cade. That's why.
You think Luka's going to be better than Cade this season, and not overall as a player? Because I already know you think he's a better
I think
player.
he's going to play better.
You think he's going to play better than him?
Yes.
And then and with the league MVP being the guy who's the most valuable to his team's success, if Cade Cunningham,
that's what it means to you. That's what it means to you. Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious that that's what it means.
But I'm saying if it was my vote, it would just be who plays the best in the regular season. That's it.
Fair enough.
All right.
If I ranked everyone how they played, that's it. Go ahead.
Big Ox, who you rocking with?
I know who he ain't rocking with. I know who he's not rocking with, and that's Russ.
But if DeMontis can get Russell Westbrook to the playoffs,
I'm rocking with DeMontis Sabonis, Ron.
Nice. There you go. Nice.
So then put the Kings thing back up there.
Look, forget it. Okay, let's just talk ball. Honestly, I got Luka. I've been saying that for a while. I got Luka. I think the Lakers will be a pretty good team this year, and I think Luka's coming for blood. Other than that, I will probably. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. I really think Paolo got action this year. So that would be like my like dark horse, I guess, or wild card or whatever would be Paolo. But I think it's gonna be Luka or Shea though.
This
All
year,
right,
you say
and
he better than France?
I don't think he's better than Franz, but I'm just talking. I'm think that he,
okay.
you know, I think this year he'll have to play better than Franz though. Like, and he's played better than Franz before, so that's not, you know, it's not no far thing. I think they're really like this, more. It's like it's a day-to-day thing. So I'm not here to say that Franz clears Paolo or Paolo clears Franz, but I think
So you think Franz is good enough to win the MVP?
Franz will never win the MVP. Franz will never win.
Why not?
But you're saying
not?
because of narrative purposes, like he's never going to have that narrative to win it?
I don't think so. The narrative, I don't think it fits. I don't think the NBA storyline and, you know, this Hollywood thing that we got going on in NBA. I don't think Franz will ever have action at it. I mean, for instance, you got guys like Victor Wembanyama who they're just begging to give it to. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
damn, they want to give him the league MVP so bad. They do.
All Wemby has to do is just claim it. All Wemby has to do is just make it, you know, be a top 5 seed, and he'll get one. So it's there. Like the MVP for the next 5 years is just Wemby's to take. You know what I mean? So I think Paolo, if Orlando can really put it together this year, you know, and you know, be a top 2 seed, win 55 plus, I think Paolo has a lot of action at it. Who do I think is gonna win the MVP? Who do I think will deserve the MVP is Luka or Shea.
All right, and Ox, to your point about Paulo, Penn, to your point about Cade, Ron, to your point about Trae Young, Julius Irvin sent through this super chat, and he said, Steph, Derrick Rose, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, Russell Westbrook, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo all won MVPs in years. They were not top 5 players going into the season. It's called taking a leap. Cade is very much capable. Paulo is very much capable.
I agree with that. I mean, when Steph won his first one, I don't think anybody had him winning it coming into the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Forget about
a lot of people didn't have Steph better than Chris Paul.
In 2011, I don't think most people up here would say Derrick Rose was a better player than Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant,
Dirk
Nowitzki,
Carmelo Anthony.
Amari Stoudemire.
You keep throwing Carmelo out there. Maybe Carmelo, definitely Dwayne Wade.
Maybe.
Yes. I said maybe Carmelo.
Don't
Anthony.
get caught up.
Definitely.
Even
Dwayne
after
Wade.
2012, wasn't nobody saying D Rose was better than Melo.
Yes, we were. Go ahead, Penn.
But my point is, Derrick Rose won that MVP, and he won it clearly. It wasn't a photo finish. He won it because, as I said, there was a narrative. He had a good year before. He had some floor lifting defensive players around him, like Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, guys like that people don't generally respect very much in the media. And he was seen as he carried them. You can pretty much rename the MVP to the greatest floor raiser award. That's really what it is. It's the.
Can you also, Penn? Can you also tell everybody where the Bulls finished that year?
I believe they were first or second in the East. They were the number 1 seed.
62 wins.
But again, you see my point though. Was Derrick Rose the reason they finished number 1? He was the biggest reason they finished number 1. But that's the point. Who's your second, third, and fourth biggest reasons? If Paolo and the Magic get healthy,
biggest offensive reason why they were number 1.
Yeah, but
can we stop acting like that wasn't going on? Real talk. Can we stop acting like that wasn't the reason why?
It was an elite defense that kind of.
Yes, Penn.
The best defense in the NBA.
Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah and Luol Deng. Yes, sure, but they got raised because of Derrick Rose.
Hang on.
That was the
it
reason
was the
why.
second best defense in the NBA, Chill. That is the number one reason they finished with 50 wins, by the way. 50 wins. 50 wins is what apparently got them first. Okay. So what I'm telling you is they weren't some sort of dominant 65, 70 win team. They won
62 games
that year. They won 62 games that year.
Oh,
2010.
When
2012 they won 50 in the shortened season.
My bad.
They won
the next year
games.
They won 50 games.
Because the season was short.
Let me see how many Derrick Rose played 39 games. So they
the
won
season was
50,
shortened, that was a lockout year.
So they went 50 and 16 in a season where Derrick Rose pretty much missed half the season. What does that tell you about the previous year? 62 wins, my bad.
All right.
That shows that they were a damn good unit.
No, that shows that they were the number 1 defense in they were the number 2 defense the next year. And with Rose, I apologize. They were the number 1 defense. My point is, when your team is lifted by your defense, if the reason you're number 1 is because of your defense, awarding your best offensive player doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. should be awarding you best defensive player.
Okay,
Does that make
they
sense?
weren't a bad.
Yeah, best
they
defensive
weren't a-
player missed like half the season. That's why.
And not only that, they weren't a bad offense that year neither.
And also, they went 3-0 against Miami that year. And LeBron was
Yes.
enemy number 1 in the NBA.
Yeah,
Chill.
LeBron was
they,
on
were,
Miami.
they were the
Just joined
11th
the
ranked
LeBron,
offense.
LeBron,
So that's
LeBron was
why
enemy
LeBron
number
didn't
1.
win MVP.
The Bulls,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Bulls went 3-0 against Miami that year. Derrick Rose averaged like 30 against Miami that year, and the Bulls had the number 1 seed. You add all of that together, yeah, Derrick Rose gets an MVP. And to Julius Erving's point, yeah, guys have come out of nowhere and won an MVP before. That doesn't mean if we're having
they were
preseason
11th
predictions of an MVP, I'm here to listen to every possible outlier on why that could be the case.
They were 11th in
Like,
offensive rating the year that Rose won MVP.
Right outside the top 10.
Okay, the next year when he missed half the season, they moved up to 5th. What are you talking about? So
Are you
my
implying
point,
that the offense got better without Derrick Rose?
I'm implying that Derrick
That's what
Rose
it
was not
sounds like.
singularly raising that offense to the degree that y'all are saying he was. I'm saying he was getting a lot of offensive opportunity, and he was the worst defender in that starting lineup. He was the worst defender on that team, one of the worst defenders on that team. So, to me, if like for Shea, right, with OKC, they got a historical defense. He is not the biggest reason for their historical defense, or the second biggest reason, or the third biggest reason, or the fourth
Or the
biggest reason.
4th, or the 5th, or the 6th, or the 7th?
No. He might be the 5th or 6th because in the minutes he plays and the load he carries. Shea is amazing and he deserves his MVP. What I'm saying is you cannot compare that to somebody who is floor raising an offense to the level of Giannis. You can't do that. That's not fair to me. Right? Because
Shea shouldn't have been your MVP. Wait, well, Shea wasn't your MVP last year, was he?
Yeah, he was all year.
Well, he is floor raising that offense, so that's not even a 1-to-1 comparison. Ron, I'm going to answer your question.
Thank you, real
I
talk.
I have SGA winning the MVP this year. I just think they're going to run it back. They're going to be a phenomenal team again. He's going to have a phenomenal season again. That's what he's looking like in the preseason. However, I do want to say this for Shea FC. Y'all are getting nastier by the minute and nastier by the moment because you guys now are running around toting these MVPs because your guy is on the greatest defense ever, and that leads to a lot of regular season wins. But let me be clear. That does not mean you're better than Giannis Antetokounmpo or Luka. Sorry, that is not what that means. Now, if you want to talk about his play, sure, fine, go ahead. Talk about his play. But if I have another Shea Tard run up to me and tell me how good SGA is because of MVPs, I'm going to lose my mind. Honestly, I'm so tired of.
But
well,
doesn't
he's one of
Giannis has more?
or here's another one. Here's another one. We played better than him head to head. Hey, dumbasses, is Shea going against the greatest defense ever, or is that the opposing superstar? Newsflash! I have a newsflash for all you out there. If Shea doesn't play and perform better than the opposing team's best player in a playoff setting, that is a disappointing series from Shea. For the next 2-3 years, as long as OKC's defense is this elite, it is a knock on Shea if he does not outperform the opposing team's best player because he's going against Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, J-Dub, Chet, iHeart, Casey Wallace, and all them niggas over there on OKC defensively. So stop running around telling me he outplayed such and such.
Can I speak on behalf of the Shea Tards? Apparently, can you tell me that Luka had?
Are you acknowledging that you're a Shea Tard?
I'm a Shea fan. If you want to call me a Shea Tard, you can do that.
Are you a Shea Tard or Shea Tard?
This is terminology we use now. Okay.
Okay. Real talk. Was Luka better than Shea last year?
Not last year, no.
No.
Okay, cool. And you think he's going to be better this year?
Yep.
Because he lost some weight?
No, because he's been better than him their entire life.
Can you acknowledge that one of these players has somewhat stagnated in his growth and the other one has gotten better like clockwork every single year? You ever heard the story of the tortoise and the hare?
Oh shit.
Sure.
Yeah, that's Luka and Shea.
I mean, I would think that
Is Luka's stagnation
Shea
after
elevated-
one of the greatest offensive seasons we ever seen? Is that what we call a stagnation?
I don't know, and because he got hurt the next season, I guess.
Well, I
Hey,
mean,
man, when I was 5, my mom said, "Slow and steady wins the race." Okay,
that what you call it, that foundation of that defense, like that would elevate anybody.
yeah, but offensively he was better. What the hell does his defense have to do with him shooting better from the field? What does it have to do with him shooting better from everywhere?
Well, he shoots less threes, so he's gonna shoot better from the field.
He also had a higher effective field goal percentage, a higher true shooting percentage. He got to the line
last
more.
year,
What are we doing?
Luka wasn't that efficient, yeah.
Luka,
But I think Shea might be. I think Shea might be a better scorer. But Ruto's not harping on last year when it comes to Luka.
Yeah,
He's saying Luka will get back more to what he was in 24,
Yeah.
which is a whole different conversation. Whether or not you agree with him, I don't know. But that's what he's operating off of. And then Giannis, he's saying is better. Jokic, he's saying is better.
He's also less
I
turnover,
just wanna-
bro.
He is absolutely. He also just isn't as good of a decision maker and passer. But I just want to say, the 2011 Chicago Bulls had the equivalent of the worst offense in the NBA when Derrick Rose was off the court.
Like,
Huh.
I'm sorry, Mars. Like Oklahoma City when Russ was off the floor, like that.
Then how did they
Huh.
get so much better?
What are you doing?
Then how did they get so
Man?
much better the next year?
I don't know. You got maybe watch the 2012
A lot
Bulls
of
and
this
see if you
stuff
see
was
any
on
differences.
defense.
But
I like-
I just want you to know that they had the equivalent of a top 5-10 level offense when Derrick Rose was on the court, and they had the worst offense below the Milwaukee Bucks in 2011.
I
when
hear
he was
you.
off-
Was he better?
Yo,
than Kobe?
Pin, before you reply back to that,
If you want to move, the
we are
goalpost,
still
I'm just letting you know.
floor
Raiser.
in amazing anticipation on who your MVP is going to be.
You brought this on yourself.
Shit.
Kick me off the screen.
Sky Barnes.
You kicked me off the screen. You delayed my response by 15 minutes. So I was about to cook real talk. I'm gonna let you know right now that my MVP, the last time he was on a serious team, came off a month where he averaged 24, 10, 6, 3 stocks, shot 41% from 3, shot 60%, 62% from 2, and then they traded his best friend OG, and shit went wrong. So my MVP is Scotty Barnes. You got it. You got it, man. And by the
There
way,
we go. What was the odds?
that December, 201 to 1. No,
5,000 to 1?
no, 201 to 1. And I will let you know that December, those numbers that he put up, ain't no player in NBA history who's ever put up those numbers.
Hey, do I need to go get some bread and put it on Scotty Barnes for league MVP?
What did you say the
$100?
numbers were? 24, 10, and 6? That just sounds like
Yes,
a Kevin
sir.
Garnett season.
Wait, $10
40% from
MVP
3,
doing it
40%
though,
from
Mars.
3,
40% from 3.
plus
So
3 stocks.
$100 to give me 20 bands on that.
3 stocks sounds like Kevin
That's what it
Garnett.
sounds like, Ox.
Yep.
So I ain't mad at that.
I mean,
have
I
to go
will,
get a C-note.
I will let you know that he's been terrible in preseason. So this could be
Been
egg on my face,
absolutely
but
I watched someone average 30 a game and go 11-0. So I mean, shit, Jalen Green might because that means that means over a season he can really just go 82-0 and average 30. And he shot like 47% from 3, 12 threes a game. So yeah, I got Jalen Green because I've seen it for a stretch. So
you ain't seen that kind of stretch.
All right,
yeah,
chill.
so I saw 11-0 in the stretch. What was Scottie Barnes' record in that stretch in December?
I think they went like 2-9, 3-9, something like that. His teammates were tanking. His teammates were quitting.
Meanwhile, I was watching 11-0. Okay.
Who are you rocking with, Chill? Who you got for MVP?
I think that I'm going to see a repeat MVP for the first time since LeBron James did it. I'm sorry, since Joker did it. I think I'm going to see a repeat MVP. But if I don't see a repeat, I'm gonna go out on a limb like Penn. And I think it's somebody that we're not talking about. I think the Dallas Mavericks are going to be a lot better than what you guys think. And I think Anthony Davis is going to be awesome this season. And I think Anthony Davis has a real shot at winning the league MVP. A defensive player who's going to be great on offense. I love the fact that they put Cooper Flag at the 1 and him playing and then running offense through him and running offense through Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is really going to thrive with Cooper Flag. I think that we could have a conversation. I think we're going to have a conversation about Anthony Davis being the league MVP this season. No doubt.
Chill. I went off the page. You went off a limb. I went off the page. Okay, like let's just be real for a sec. But to seriously lock in my actual vote is Wemby. I think Wemby will be I think the Spurs are just gonna be way better, and I think the league just wants to give it to him, and he's gonna be a really good story. And I hear some people saying he might be 7'7". Chill. 7'7".
Big?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Boban Marjanovic, who is 7'4", said he looks up at Wemby. You ain't looking up at someone who's 7'5" if you 7'4". If you looking
Right.
up,
You're
he's
looking him in the
7'7".
face.
He's 7'7". So I think he might be legit 7'6".
7'6".
He's tall.
Like, that
He's
is
quite tall.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
They listed him at 7'5", and I don't believe that.
I
shit
think
for a
he's getting
second.
to the point where he's becoming too tall for it to be functional. But we'll see. I don't.
I
What's
agree. I don't
functional?
think like him getting taller is
Functional in terms
so
of the way
what
he plays.
benefit
I don't see how this
is it
benefit,
though? Like he's
benefit.
already.
And where does it stop too?
7'4".
By the way, like is he going to end up being like 7'8"? Is that what we're looking at? With this
If he ends up being the
almost 8
tallest
tall?
player in NBA history, then shout out to Wemby, man. That'd be cool. Because
It's not even about the height at this point. Like the height is irrelevant. Like he's already tall as tall.
Right.
My thing, it's like you're that tall. You move that fluidly. You can dribble. You can shoot. You can run fast.
He's an anomaly.
Like, what are we talking about?
MVP.
Wemby as an athlete though is incredible. I will say
It's
that.
ridiculous.
Like,
it's unfathomable.
his fluidity and mobility
mobile.
at that size is absolutely insane.
Barefoot training. That's how he does it. Barefoot training.
But I do agree with Mars. Like him getting taller means the stronger, shorter players get even more leverage when guarding him, especially if he's trying to be on the perimeter dribbling. Like I don't all of that because now the ball has to come up even higher when he dribbles. Like I don't.
But he dribbles low.
Cool.
Dribbles as low.
Low
as
is still right in front of
low
these
is
other
still
people's
high.
face.
Yeah, low is still high.
Yeah, it's low for
like his
7'8".
handle is right now is still not functional. It hasn't been functional since he's been in the league. And I'm not asking it to be. I just think he needs to dribble less.
If
But
he
it's
gets-
hard
What's
to
functional,
leverage.
Mars? When,
If he
when,
gets
when,
a
you, when you
full
say
sprint,
function,
He can't dribble downhill consistently without turning the ball over.
If he gets a full sprint in the open court, can he clear the court in 2 dribbles? I've seen Shaq, Giannis, and Scotty clear it in 3 dribbles.
if
Can
he has
clear it
if
in
he has
2?
no one in front of him,
from free throw line to free throw line.
I'm talking
2,
from like just below the free throw line to the rim.
3
dribbles.
I think he could do it.
You know,
in 2.
Shaq did it in 3 dribbles, and
he
Giannis
could
did
do it in 2 if there's literally no one around him because he's gonna have to throw that ball out in front. But
Yeah.
he could. But the moment you start introducing defenders, the thing that exists in a basketball court, the trouble start.
Ron, I think that
he's averaging like 12 turnovers a game in preseason.
I unfortunately think that I think that we are unfortunately going to see Giannis 10, 15 years from now and completely forget that this dude was doing what he was doing over the course of a 4 or 5 year span. Unfortunately, because these other guys are going to be winning league MVP. And we're going to forget
2 of them.
Yes, he does. Yep. He and you know what's going to get overshadowed? Like you just said to me, Mars, when Chamberlain won the league MVP as a rook, what did he do for like 5 years?
Like 44 and 28, something like that.
That's ridiculous. Like 40 and 30.
I think that's similar with Giannis, though. I personally think Giannis has
40
played
and
better in the
30.
last 2 seasons than he played during his MVP seasons.
Yes.
I think we all can agree that Giannis is better now than he was in 19 and in 20.
Offensively, yes. Defensively, not close.
I don't necessarily agree, but I see the case. I think offensively, this is the best he's ever been. So I'll say that. Offensively, this is the best he's ever been.
Giannis' career definitely, to me, he has a lot of parallels to LeBron. I'm not saying he's as good as LeBron, but like you can see younger LeBron, younger Giannis, just physical freaks, dominant in transition, dominant downhill players. And then their peak is like, as far as them as an overall player, you would say that's still not peak offensive LeBron yet. So like Miami 13, 12, 13, 14, if you want to consider that, where LeBron, and that's like Giannis 18, 20-ish, whatever years you want to pick, or 19 to 22, to where now they're hitting a stride to where it's like complete two-way absolute freakism going on. Like arguably top 3-5 best defenders in the league while providing tremendous offensive value. And then like you get second stint Cleveland LeBron. And to me, that's where Giannis is. It's where like Giannis isn't the defensive player he was at a consistent level in 2021. And by that time, LeBron wasn't as the defensive player he was in Miami. However, his offense he was at another level as far as compared to himself offensively. And I think that's where Giannis is. Like Giannis isn't the defensive player he was, but the improved passing, the improved jump shooting, the improved playmaking. I just think Giannis as an offensive player is better than he's ever been. So he kind of has, I'm looking at Giannis, how we kind of look at LeBron, how LeBron has these different peaks. I kind of look at Giannis the same way.
Did I see Giannis getting a stance last night and stay in front of SGA? Did I see that? I just want to make sure I'm not bugging out.
He did lock him up for that possession.
Yeah, but Jokic got a steal on SGA in the clutch. So
we don't
Yes,
care.
he did.
We
But
don't
here's
remember.
the difference, though, Mars. Here's the difference. I don't think that Giannis is the on-ball defender that he used to be. I still think he's the recovery defender that he used to be. I still think he could be that good. With that being said, I think Giannis gets overshadowed as an all-league defender because we measure him for what he used to be as the defensive player of the year. And because he goes let's say he goes a tier down, which could still have him as an all-league defender. Now I think he's viewed as less than that. When in reality, I think Giannis is still a good defender. And I think this season, I think Giannis is going to try to play his way back onto that all-league defensive team.
with
All right, fellas.
he gonna have that's tough, but maybe
We're going to jump into these crunch time chats, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some of the preseason games from last night. We are going to talk about a veteran Hall of Famer, one of the best players to ever play, former MVP, signing with the new team. And then we'll talk about a couple of the things that I got in store for y'all. If you haven't liked the video yet, make sure you slap that like button, subscribe, become a member. Shout out to everybody that's on Twitter. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, but only the people that have liked or loved the video. And on top of that, if you're in YouTube, keep doing what you're doing in the chat section. All right, the first super chat I got is from Napoleon Ice Cream. Shout out my dog, Napoleon. Napoleon said, nobody would have ever expected Cal Raleigh to win the MVP of the MLB this year. He came out of nowhere to contend with Judge. Expect the unexpected, like 60 home runs in Seattle. Expect the unexpected, like being a Gold Glove catcher. Expect the unexpected, like packing up the Toronto Blue Jays in the ALCS. Expect the unexpected, like us wanting the fucking Dodgers. Expect the unexpected, like Seattle winning the World Series, Mars. Expect it.
I don't watch baseball. Why you put me on screen? Put another
He said
baseball.
Toronto.
We cooking all of Toronto. Scotty Barnes, too.
He said Toronto.
He did
I
outplay
just
Judge
think
this year, though.
I have
Mars.
no problem with
Mars,
people.
he did.
You saying
I have no problem
we
with
not like you, huh?
people
Okay.
expecting the unexpected, but if you have to add 27 caveats to how this guy might win the MVP, at that point we're just talking to waste everyone's time. Like if you think Cade has a genuine action at the MVP, normally we operate off the presumption that we're assuming crazy things don't happen. We're not just, oh, what if OKC actually only win 54 games instead of 68? Like, cool, I guess, sure. But
It
like
could
we're
easily
actually meant to like
happen.
operate in some basis of reality, not, oh, well, if the whole team is injured, or Jokic actually only wins 41 games on the Denver Nuggets, or Giannis actually misses the playoffs completely despite being healthy. Sure, if we want to operate off all of those things happening in the same season at the same time, yes,
Why-
maybe a crazy thing can happen.
Why do we
But
always
like
have to jump to
normally we operate
hyperbole
off
though?
reality.
Why are we jumping on hyperbole? I laid out a
Hyperbole.
perfectly reasonable
just talking about
hypothetical.
you.
I
wasn't
believe
talking about you.
no, that was hyperbole. You're
Well,
saying,
not only
like,
that, though, Penn.
No, I said I just
41
wasn't. I wasn't
wins.
talking
Penn, I
about
want you
just
to
what
keep
you
going
said.
here
Because I read the chat throughout. I wasn't just talking about what you said.
But to
Yeah,
counter
what you
Mars's
said.
point,
It
and
doesn't need
and
to be that
wanna-
extreme though, Mars. Like it doesn't.
But it
need to be
has
that
been, though.
extreme. Huh?
Let's talk about that for a second, though, Mars. It has been Joker's season last year. Joker could have very well won the league MVP. Is that fair?
Sure. Yes.
Was
Absolutely.
that a historic season? What we saw from him?
Absolutely.
Like that was
I would
ridiculous.
say.
SGA wins the league MVP. When's the last time a guy led the league in 20, 30, 40, 50-point games and led the league in scoring? When's the last time that happened?
I don't
I mean,
know.
this is what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about
30,
extreme
40,
things.
yeah.
More times than more times than not, when a guy wins the league MVP, or more times than not, when something like this happens, it is historic. When Joker won the league MVP in 22 in that back-to-back season, I'm on record saying this, and you probably heard it from me before. He had a season equivalent to what Jabbar did in 76, where he basically was leading the league or close to top of the league in everything. Nobody else was doing that. So this, when we're talking about leading, when we're talking about winning the league MVP, it's got to be something astronomical to do.
I agree. Which
Now,
is
don't get
why
me wrong,
I don't know why
Mars.
we were talking about Cade for 25 minutes.
Now, don't get me wrong, Mars. Now, I think it's a little. I think it's a little over. I think it's a little overblown to go. All right, everybody got to get hurt, and he's got to play this. But you do need some luck on your side in order for this thing to happen. You do need some things to go your way, if that's fair to say. I think that
If
you
you're
need
not
some
worth
things.
the caliber, yeah, sure.
You just
Even-
need to be able
right,
to
because
justify
if-
it, Chill.
if
You
we-
just need to be able to justify it. If you're the league, you just need to be able to say,
And we
this
could
guy
justify
is-
Steve Nash in 2006. They had the best offense. He was basically
That's it.
He was basically the engine for
How
the,
hang on,
one
Chill.
of the best
How did they
offenses
how
that
did
the
they
NBA had
justify
ever
it?
seen.
How did they justify it? The turnaround, right? They justified it with, you know,
No,
they
that's how
got
they
so
justified
much
it.
better.
5,
So you
No
know,
start of mine.
21 wins
They
to
justified it
62,
by
yeah.
no other superstars on his team, right? So there's an absence of a superstar. If you put Kobe
Sure.
Bryant on that team, you don't win MVP because you're not getting the credit, right? So you had to have underrated stars
already
on
that
that
nice
team,
anyway,
right?
so.
You needed to have some depth. You needed to have some health. And most importantly, you needed to have a story. The story was fastest offense, best offense we've ever seen, super, you know, innovative, and they won the games. You need to be able to pass a certain sniff test,
You also
right?
need to have one of the worst MVP contender pool of all time in 05, which is what it was.
Sure. But that's
That's not what it's going to be next year. We know it's not going to be that
Mars.
next year.
I will tell you
Unless
something.
something
Do
catastrophic
you know?
happens.
Okay, here's the thing. There are plenty of times throughout the league that we have seen someone rise up, and I would argue the league is deeper and more. There's more parity across the league than ever before. I think there is, like, look at your championship contenders. In many years, you could say there's 3 teams that have a realistic chance to win it. This year, I could say there's 6. You can make an argument for 6 or 7, depending on health. Okay. I think there's certain people who would argue the Lakers have action to win it. The Clippers have action to win it. I wouldn't be one of those people, but there are people that think Minnesota could win it. There are people that think Denver can win it. OKC can win it. Cleveland can win it. Orlando can win it. There's 8 teams that actually have a chance. So when there's 8 teams that have a chance, there's potentially 8 storylines, 8 MVP kind of contenders. Now you may say, okay, Shea and Jokic and Luka are on this level, and Giannis is on this level, and then everyone else is like 15 tiers down, right? But what you're not factoring in is one of those guys has a disappointing season, one of those guys has a teammate that gets injured, one of those guys gets injured, and suddenly someone that you weren't looking at has taken a jump, and you're just not factoring in how they're going to justify it. If Jaylen Brown comes out and averages 30 points per game, it doesn't matter that he's inefficient. It doesn't matter that he's a turnover machine. It doesn't matter that he's not as great a defender. They're going to give him credit for that turnaround, and they're going to give him credit for exceeding expectations. So
Credit doesn't mean winning the MVP.
Jaylen
They
Brown,
give Cade credit, and he's not winning the MVP.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm moving on to the next super chat from Hunter. Hunter said, I rewatched this episode in 6 months when Jokic is averaging 26, 13, and 11 on 69 true shooting percentage and on improved defense on a damn near 60-win team. Are we dropping the ball by not giving Jokic another MVP this year or predicting that he will?
You also
Well, he's going to be at that level.
win
It
his
just depends
4th.
on if they want to pick him.
How many voters are going to factor in that they don't want to give him a 4th MVP? Just be honest with yourself. This is human nature,
I
right?
don't know. The way I hear people talk about the fact that Jokic is by far and away the best player in the world, it seems like they have no issue giving him that crown. So if he's by far the best player in the world, by their own admission, the biggest gap since LeBron James, why can't he win a 4th MVP?
I don't think he's going to win MVP.
Because the way voters view it, Jokic doesn't even have a contemporary in the league right now. It's Jokic, and then 2 through 4 is
everybody else. It's like
he is coming
nobody
off.
So if Jokic has no contemporaries, why can't he win the MVP?
If his numbers are worse than last year, if the analytics are worse than last year, and oh, by the way, the Nuggets aren't as dominant as people think they are with all their, new additions, there's no chance he wins MVP because he can't exceed the expectations.
What if they are
already
though,
up here?
But I'm
Dude,
saying, what if he does? So he won 50 games last year.
Mhm.
What if they win 60? Then what?
If they win 60, he got it. That's simple. Because right now the expectation is they're going to win around 53, 54 and be top 2 in the West. If they're better than OKC, he got it. He won it immediately.
I just don't think that Jokic winning MVP is no longer in Jokic's hands. Like, that's just my opinion on it. Because we already saw last season. I think Jokic, to a lot of people, played his best regular season ever and didn't win the award because there's another guy playing elite on a 68-win team. And for me, OKC to me is going to they're going to win a lot of games because they've already shown such resiliency in the regular season anyway, because they're able to win even when players get hurt. They played last year. Well, how many games did Chet play in the regular season?
36, something like that.
36 games. It's their starting center. They won 68 games still. So if OKC wins 65 plus games, which is almost guaranteed to happen, and Shea's averaging 33, 6, and 6 on dumb efficiency again, he's going to win the award again. It's just going to happen. This team is going to be elite. He's going to be elite. He's going to win the MVP. And that's going to be this way until we just get to voter fatigue with Shea. I'm truly there. I don't really see how he doesn't rack them up right now because he's in a very blessed situation.
There was an 18
I don't know who
win
he
gap
playing to,
between these
but
two
he
teams.
needs to keep playing to him.
There was an
18
win gap between 68 and 50. 18 is a really large gap between the number one guy and the number two guy. If that gap is 63 and 57, I don't think it's nearly as clear.
7 games. That's what I'm saying.
Well, if you really think that they're going to win 65 to 66 games, go bet. Because their line is around 63.
Oh, yeah. Bet the over. Everybody needs to bet the over on that. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, y'all. Tresmania said white Teletubby FC. Are you guys white Teletubby, pink Teletubby, red, blue, yellow?
Huh?
I don't know what that means.
Luca FC.
Well, Trez got white Teletubby FC. He said, we are so back. First MVP, first ring, Lakers 18th championship. My, oh my. Can LeBron become more defensive oriented, or is that too much to ask for?
He was your best defender in the
preseason hype.
playoffs, so he can for 5 games.
As long as you don't have him at the 5 and he's your best rebounder, I think that if you're asking him to play defense in stretches and not have the load of the burden of being your best scorer too, I think he could do that.
He definitely don't have to be the best scorer.
Yeah,
So
he can give you better defense.
Never seen a person over 40 be a great defender in the NBA, much less the best defender on their own team.
Jabal was a really good defender at 40 years old. Yeah, he was still blocking shots. Yes, he was still doing that. He was still rim protecting. That was still going on.
Shout out.
He wasn't glass cleaning like he used to. He wasn't.
How
glass
old was
cleaning
Hakeem
like
in Toronto?
39.
37 or 30.
Close enough. Hakeem in
Don't
Toronto.
Dikembe some of them years later on, late. Like on
Yeah,
the Rockets.
Dikembe's another old guy.
How old
when
was
did
he?
Dikembe? When did Dikembe turn old?
Well,
Like, when
we-
did Dikembe turn
on
old?
record,
How old was he for real?
I think I was about to say, because on record, I think we got him at like 36, but in reality, he was really like 42.
Y'all go.
some
Y'all
shit
go.
like
Dikembe
that.
turned 40 in 07.
Was he on the Rockets that year?
06.
Yeah, he was on
Yeah,
the
he was on
Rockets.
Houston.
Oh yeah, he was still the rim protector.
He turned 40 in 01.
Yeah, but a rim protector compared to
Then he
his
was a
days in
defensive
Atlanta?
player.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't that dude.
But it's not compared to him. We're just saying he was good still though.
Yeah, but he's not asking. Was that
Dikembe, I know
LeBron
Penn likes
being
defensive
serviceable?
EPM. Dikembe was 4th in the league in defensive EPM at 40 years old.
That's crazy.
So, and you like that stat. So that's why I went to
There
it.
you
You like
go.
that stat. So.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can't really do the edge thing with LeBron anyway. Like,
Dikembe
Hakeem
is-
was 2nd in the league in Toronto in 02. He was 2nd in the league in defensive EPM.
You're kidding me.
Oh no, I'm just letting you know.
That's crazy.
Shout out Hakeem.
Take
And
it away,
also
you
shout out SMN RNDM. He sent through a super chat and said, hypothetically, if I met LeBron and convinced him to get me onto the Lakers and average 40, 15, and 15 and make the Lakers the number 1 seed, I can win the MVP. Hypothetically.
I agree. Hypothetically, you can.
But that's what we're doing here, though, right, Mars? We real talk.
Yeah, but I would like our
beginning of the
hypotheticals to be
season.
grounded in somewhat of realism. It doesn't mean like maybe Cade does end up winning the MVP. Like I'm not saying he's not going to. Like maybe he does. But us having the conversation now, October 15th, I would like us to at least have the conversation grounded in probability. But instead, we spent 25 minutes talking about if all of these dominoes fall, Cade might be the MVP. And maybe they do all fall. And maybe you guys will come back to this a year later, like, haha, you was wrong. They all did happen. Haha, Cade was the MVP. And I'll say a year from now, Okay, cool. Congratulations to Cade. An outlier doesn't make it more likely. I'm talking about the likelihood of things happening. And we spent 25 minutes talking about some of the most unlikely outcomes because we wanted to talk about unlikely outcomes instead of talking about the 4 guys who we know we should be talking about.
Yeah. That's fair. That's 100% fair. Well, with that also
it was 25 minutes. It was 25 minutes. It was 25 minutes.
No,
with that being
25 minutes.
An eye on the clock.
What I'm saying, Mars, is that 25 minutes just isn't that long. You know what I'm saying? When you've been around as long as I've been around, Mars.
Yeah, exactly. Relative to perspective, 25 minutes for you is like a fraction of your life. For me, ooh, man, we're talking about that's a long time.
Mars, I don't got 25 minutes to waste. Let alone
with that being said, though, Mars, there's a level of, and this is in your.
All you need is 5, ain't that right, Ron?
3
for real.
That's it. That's all we did.
Not so disappointed. Not so disappointed in you.
Hey, chill. Everybody ain't as good. Everybody isn't in as good a shape as you is. You know,
3 minutes. I can give you more than 3 minutes. I promise you that. But
hey, chill. She better call you.
That's all the
She's gonna be disappointed coming over here expecting more than that.
But
what I look like, Tom Thibodeau?
To Mars's point, I'm sorry, we got derailed a little bit. But to Mars's point, I mean, we talked about this. I think maybe last week, Mars, when we talked about the preseason and before the season started. I mean, there's a level of optimism. So that optimism might be, you know, we could dabble a little bit of delusion in there, sure, because everybody is 0-0. You know how it is when you first start school. Everybody, my teacher told me, everybody in here got an A. It's up to you to keep that A.
Right.
It depends on what you do to keep that A. So of course there definitely is a level of optimism, and what we saw with Cade last season, what we saw with Detroit last year. Of course, the idea is, these guys are young. This kid is young. This Detroit Pistons team is really good. They're going to get better. Is it ridiculous for me to think that Cade Cunningham is going to be this much better? No, it's not ridiculous, but it can be a little bit ridiculous for me to think that everything has to go right, though. I mean, I don't know if that's fair.
That's
when I came up here last preseason and I told you Wemby is a top 7 player in the league, did a lot of people think I was absolutely insane?
No.
Yes.
Insane, no, but we disagree.
3 months.
I said
3 months into the season.
Oh,
3 months into the season, when I said that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was having one of the best guard seasons of all time, did PC make a little clip and then every single comment?
Because you said it was better than 2016.
Yeah, you said he peaked higher than Steph. That's what you said.
2017.
Hey, Pin, get to what you're about to say, because I agree with you. You're not wrong. You're just
early. And projection is. There's no consequence to this, okay? Like, people are gonna say you're stupid. So what? I would say this: if you're willing to go on a limb right now and say Cade Cunningham could win MVP, I don't think you're crazy. I really don't. I don't think that's insane. I'm not saying DeMar DeRozan gonna win MVP. I'm not saying Malik Monk's gonna win MVP. I'm not saying Russell Westbrook's gonna win MVP. I'm saying Cade Cunningham, who finished top 7 last year, who's a media darling, is a former first overall pick, McDonald's All-American, on an uprising young team in a really depleted conference, could win MVP. Yeah, it's not that crazy, man. So you keep coming back to this 25 minutes to Cade. Yeah, man. Like, aren't you the person that's always telling us we got to devote more time to the stars of tomorrow, but you just want to devote this entire MVP segment to
I want to devote the segment to what's relevant. Yeah. So if we're going to make a segment about the MVP, we should talk. Take out with the person who made the title. If we're going to talk about the MVP, I think we should talk about the people who have a real shot of winning the MVP. If we want to talk about the best young players in the NBA, I don't want to have to have a conversation for 25 minutes about LeBron James. I don't. Like, if the title is about the MVP, let's talk about the people who can win the MVP. I'm all for giving young players their flowers. Give them their flowers in the topics that pertain to them. Make more topics about them. Don't just throw them into conversations that they don't need to be in the hope of, let's include them. No, I don't support inclusivity for inclusivity's sake. I don't support participation awards. If we are talking about the MVP, that means it should be held to the people who have real shots at the MVP. If that holds out guys like Cade Cunningham from the conversation, if that holds guys like Paolo Banchero out of the conversation, unfortunately, that is the way the cookie is going to crumble. Where if we want to talk about the young players, let's make a title or a show dedicated to the young players, like we did a couple weeks ago when we did the top 15 players under 25.
There's something logically wrong with what you're doing.
Aiden, Paolo, and Zion and all of them. That's
because real talk. Remember what we're talking about here. If we end up seeing Cade Cunningham, in the league MVP conversation. Cade Cunningham's the top 10 player in the league today. Cade Cunningham's the top.
I mean, Ron ready to go there right now.
Don't understand.
Ron already.
Ron saying he better than yeah. Ron premeditated this with his answers.
Players lose, they get underrated. Okay, Trey lost last year.
Tyrese Haliburton is the Finals MVP. Real talk, Tyrese Haliburton is the top 10 player in the game. This is the kind of shit that we got to do.
They be talking about top 5.
I'm
He's a top 10 player. He's the best
winning,
point guard in the game. This is the kind of shit that we got to
winning games and being successful in the playoffs impacts your standing in the league. Shocked. I'm so shocked. Look, last year Trae Young lost a lot of games.
We did that with Jamal Murray. We had him as a top 10 point guard in the game, and he did this. We haven't seen that Jamal Murray in years.
Well, I'm seeing it in preseason right now. What I'm saying is, look, when we see a player lose a lot of games, we assume that player had a lot to do with the losing, and the same thing happens when they win. So this year, Trae Young comes out, and I don't know, the Hawks. Have you seen Jalen Johnson in preseason?
I have.
He's handling point guard. You seen KP? Yo, I'm not kidding. The East, when people say the East is wide open, I think it's a little misunderstood. But one of these teams might surprise y'all and win like 55 to 60 games. And I promise you, it's not going to be the Milwaukee Bucks.
It's wide open. I'm talking about one ankle over here, one ankle over here. And when I say that, I'm talking about Trae Young got action. I told y'all about Cade Cunnigham. He got action. I'm telling you, it's wide open, and these guys are going to get busy.
Yeah.
Ben, I don't think the East is weak. I think the East is wide open. Like not it's just trash.
Those two things ain't the same thing.
It is weak. It is weak.
No,
let's just be real.
I mean, the East has two teams that I think are a cut above the rest. But
either way, okay. If that's how y'all feel, that's how y'all feel. I don't necessarily think the East is weak. Like, yeah, the bottom feeders are terrible. Mm-hmm. But I think from 1 to 6. Got some really good teams over there.
1 to 8.
I'm not calling them weak. I just think with Jason Tatum gone, Tyrese Haliburton gone, Damian Lillard gone. I think the East is kind of like, okay, well, who's the top dog? Is it the Knicks? Is it Cleveland? Is it Orlando? Is it Atlanta?
13?
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all.
That's the point.
Real quick, Ron. Stay right here, please, Ron. And I know we got to move on, but Ox, really quickly. When did the door fly open more? In 18 when James left the East, or now?
Now.
That's a good question. That's a great question.
No, well, so when Bron left the East, when Bron
bounced and he left.
Yeah, that shit was his week. It was his week.
Ironically,
I don't think it was weak though. Actually,
yeah. Ironically, I think the 19 East was like the best East of the decade. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, who we had?
That was Joel. That was the Celtics.
Milwaukee,
that was Giannis and
Toronto. Like Boston were a good team.
Casually missing the team that won the championship that year, huh? Russ?
Please let's not forget Toronto, by the way.
I didn't think I needed to mention the best team, man.
But yeah, I actually think the East got better once LeBron left.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
So LeBron was ducking smoke for real?
It was wide open. It was wide open because LeBron was out of there. But I do think I forgot how good Philly got. I mean, really, just Philly and Toronto. I mean, Milwaukee was cool, yeah.
It's way more open today.
You know how close Milwaukee was to going up 3-0 Toronto?
No, Milwaukee was dope. Milwaukee was dope. So yeah, okay.
But real talk,
it's wide open though.
Don't be surprised if we see LeBron in the East next year. Don't be surprised.
Probably at home in his house that's in Cleveland. That's
hell nah, the Cavs don't need it. You see what Lonzo doing?
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Lonzo. Hey, but hold on, real quick though, chill, because when I think about that though,
sure.
it still wasn't necessarily wide open. Like to me, as soon as Kawhi came over there, it was kind of like
I think the door flew open in the East.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. So I spoke too fast by saying it was weak because you still had 3 really good teams over there in Milwaukee. Philly and Toronto, but as far as I was concerned, it was Toronto. As soon as Kawhi got over there, I had Toronto. So,
with the improvement of and I know this is getting Penn's blood pressure up like a 65-year-old diabetic. So, what I'm asking is, with this team, considering what the Eastern Conference is today, with Jason Tatum, with Damian Lillard, with Tyrese Haliburton being gone, the door flies open. When James left, we all knew that the road to the NBA championship, you got to go through Cleveland. You have to go see them dudes. Now, with them 3 guys being gone, okay, the road to the NBA championship doesn't really go through Boston because we thought that after that, even before Jason Tatum tore up his Achilles, I'm watching that thinking, I think the Knicks are going to beat these guys. So are we saying if Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt, that Boston is still the favorite? Does the NBA championship still go through them?
I would have asked them.
Or is the door wide open?
They meet deeper.
I would say it goes through Boston.
Boston.
Oh,
but
this year? Yeah, they
No,
would.
no.
Yeah.
If JT wasn't hurt, I would still. It would
Yeah,
still.
I would have still
But
said
when,
JT.
but
Even
when
if-
JT,
even if
but
they-
when
even if
JT
they
got
do
hurt, they were
lose-
down 3-1. No, when JT got hurt, they were
Yeah,
down.
no,
exactly.
Well, it was
I-
2-1.
I acknowledge that. I
and then they
acknowledge
lost
that.
that game. Then it
Still
was
got-
3-1.
I think I'm comfortable saying I still think most of us will believe that Boston would still be the favorite.
The question I'm asking, Ron, is
Yeah,
with
but
him-
we've been
with-
operating
if
off
he
knowing
doesn't
that
get-
Boston could lose if they shot poorly anyway. Like we've been.
That's what I'm
for 2
saying.
years,
Ron.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if-
exactly.
if-
That's the
if
thing.
he-
That's why the East couldn't run through Boston to the same degree because like it was unlikely that a team like Boston would go cold for a whole series. But we all knew that if Boston go cold at the wrong time, they would lose. We all knew that. Ron was harping on it a lot, basically saying I don't believe in this team because all it takes is them to go cold at the wrong time, they lose.
which
I was higher on this team because I was like, I just don't see them going cold 4 games out of 7. But the reality was we all understood it was a possibility. So I don't think it would be to the same effect of like whatever you think LeBron had over the East. But they were the best team in the conference. It's just they operated off variance
Ron,
more than any other team.
And Ron,
that
to
was
your
dominant.
point, if Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt and they're down 3-1, they end up losing that series. Are you telling me that they're the favorites coming into this season?
I'm not saying relative to LeBron. Like, let's get LeBron out of this.
Okay,
I'm just talking about the Celtics. The Celtics right now.
favorite in 2018 though in the East.
Yes.
I
Should've
think
been.
so. I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about nobody else out east other than them.
I wasn't.
So what's
either.
the
Plays in that carry job if they were just meant to make the finals.
Because they got LeBron. That's why.
You know what people do
Morris, you know what they call him?
when
They call
something
him
happens?
What they call him for a reason.
When
Give us-
something
give us-
happens,
give us
people
other teams,
pretend.
Omar. Who else was it?
People pretend they saw it coming all along. That's what happens.
I thought Boston were really good. So.
In 18? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Actually,
Boston were really
I
But
said this
they
all
were
the
just
time.
young though.
I said this all the time, Mars. If Jason Tatum doesn't dunk on Bron and bump him like that, they probably win.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and like
Versatile when he did
see
that.
what the odds were before the playoffs. I don't think the Cavs were the favorites in the East going into the playoffs.
You talking
Maybe they
17,
were,
8,
though.
17, 18?
Yeah, the 17-18 Cavs going into the playoffs. I don't think they were the favorites. I'd assume it would have been Toronto or Boston. I would have assumed
They were
Maybe I'm
second.
wrong. Behind Toronto?
Nobody believed in Toronto. And Penn, this isn't even me trying to like throw shade at Toronto and rile you up.
That is
Nobody seriously
That
in their
is-
right mind was like
But
DeMar
were
DeRozan.
were
Wait,
Toronto
Kyle
the
Lowry.
favorites? But were
We're
Toronto the
talking
favorites?
17,
I don't-
18 or 18, 19? What are you
Yes.
talking about? 18,
No,
I
18.
don't think any
17,
one of
18,
them.
17,
Oh, not
18,
18, 19.
17,
Y'all had a
18
legit,
in the East.
Like, superstar there.
Cleveland,
I had
number 1. Boston,
Yeah.
number 2. Milwaukee, number 3.
Is this
Washington,
preseason
number
or
4.
before the favor? Is this preseason?
Preseason. Toronto,
okay.
number 5. The next year, when Kawhi got there, in the East, it was Boston, number 1. Toronto, number 2. Philly, number 3. Milwaukee, number 4.
It wasn't
Damn.
just Kawhi. It was Kawhi and Danny Green. Let's put
Yes.
some respect on
True,
that.
true.
Big time.
True.
Yo, I want to get to these super chats though before we
Yes,
get on
sir.
to the next topic.
fault, Ron.
So shout out to everybody that sent through a super chat. The next super chat I got is from SmoothTube. SmoothTube said, "Say what you want. Penn will stand on what he believes."
One of the things that I've always respected
Oh, the
about
Cavs were the
Penn,
favorites in the East, even
the
before.
one thing
playoffs.
I've always respected about you is that whenever you
LeBron.
stand on something, you give me legit
Still,
logic
I
on
didn't
why
know.
you stand on it. It's not just because I said so. That's why I've always respected what you said.
I
He
appreciate
stands on his
for that
thing so
too,
much that he does 180s on them, and he goes from defiling Cade Cunningham to saying he's going to win MVP in about a 15.
He can win
span.
MVP. Can win.
Can win MVP. Facts.
Yeah,
Real
facts.
talk. There's something to be said about a person who cannot hear another person get praise without insulting them. You should read up on it.
Which,
Hey,
by
real
the
talk,
way,
Got
I
an
did not
insult
forget
or
about
was
that.
that the truth?
I did not forget about your Tyrese Haliburton rant. That I'm still not off that. by the
Yeah,
way.
I'm still waiting for the
Yeah.
appropriate time to ask my questions. So
Yeah.
I'm just going.
There's
me too.
another.
I'm-
There's
I'm-
another quote.
I'm waiting for that
Ping,
time as well.
By it was made by Aristotle, and I believe he said, "Facts don't care about your feelings." And so, me bringing up the fact that you used to shit on Cade Cunningham consistently on this platform,
You did,
and now
bro.
you've made a
It's a fact.
180 saying that Cade
sick man,
Cunningham
right?
can
Sick
win
man,
the
yeah.
MVP. That's not my feeling or hating on you. That is a fact. But we can go to the next super chat.
Penn, you didn't
Yeah,
have anything good to say about Cade.
I mean, the timing of a fact can be deemed as hate.
I had
If
Cade
you choose to bring up the negative facts,
Mars,
someone
he
I
gets
had
doesn't need
Cade-
you helping
I
him.
had
you know.
Cade,
my fault, my
I
fault, my
had
fault.
Cade number 1 on my board in 2021. Hyped him up all through his Montverde season. Thought he was going to be really good. Saw him in preseason. Saw him in summer league. Saw him in his first season. Said, "Uh-oh, this is bad." So I adjusted my expectations. I moved him down to 3. Then I saw him come out year 2, saw injury concerns, turnover concerns, and I adjusted my expectation again. You know what smart people do? They allow the data.
Their new information to change their opinion.
Yes,
I know.
yes. New information, right? So after 3 years of watching Cade Cunningham, I was pretty much convinced that Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, and Franz Wagner were way better. I was also convinced that Trey Murphy might be better. So yeah, that was at the low point. That's when you met me. But guess what, real talk? My life did not start when you heard of me. Okay.
Mars,
so you know what that means, real talk?
Mars.
Real talk. You know what that means?
What does that mean, Ron?
That means feelings don't give a fuck about your facts. Now, Terry Aristotle that. All right. Unlimited Z with a super chat. Unlimited Z said Denver won like 48 games and were the 6th seed when Jokic won.
That was a weird year because the other contenders, Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis, won like 49 and 51 games. So like everyone was the 3 biggest MVP because they weren't giving it to Devin Booker, respectfully. So like back to my point about Cade, by the way. So all of the 3 contenders only won within like 3 games of each other. So maybe, just maybe, no matter how many wins you get, if you want that caliber of player over some other guys, you might not win the MVP. Cade Cunningham, maybe. I don't know though. Just maybe. It was not a shortened season. They went 48 and 34. It was 8.
It was not a shortened season. No, it was not.
21 was a shortened season.
Jonathan Frazier, one of the top chat Glazers, said Wemby averaged 4.75 turnovers per game in the preseason. He's not even playing his regular season minutes. Are we ignoring this? Or also, real talk, what up with you?
What up,
I'm not ignoring it.
And we're not ignoring those turnovers, by the way. Well, yeah,
I'm ignoring them.
Yeah,
because they're preseason.
Some of those turnovers. Okay. Some of those he's had turnover issues his whole career. Some of those turnovers are just egregious. So I mean, I would not be ignoring them. And I think it's a direct result of lack of.
Are we talking about in the second row? Are we talking about traveling on the?
Well, there was one where he came off. I don't know if he came off. I can't remember if he came off a screen or he just dribbled downhill and he jumped in the air and tried to throw a pass like this. And he just threw it to the other team. That was egregious. And then there's a couple times where he's just driving and just losing the ball, which is going to be a recurring thing of a guy who's 7'5" trying to get downhill against no help. It's just he's never going to work. And then also a variety of different travels of him trying to assert himself physically, traveling, stumbling. There was one where he tried to hop out of the post.
Get off the pit.
And he just traveled all the way from the right side of the court to the left side of the court. So it's like I'm just watching him just try stuff. And most of his turnovers are probably still going to be there in the regular season. I expect Wemby to average about 4 turnovers a game.
No, absolutely not. I got you, big fella. Come here, big fella. I got you.
But that's okay.
Get off the pill. I got you.
That's okay.
Dylan Harper looks amazing, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Dylan Harper looks very good.
Chill. Pass the ball right back to Ox because it is about that time. The Kings have recently just made a move, according to Shams and according to the NBA. It has been announced that Russell Westbrook will be entering his 18th season, his 18th Hall of Fame season at that, playing for the Sacramento Kings. Now, Big Ox, we need to hear your thoughts on this. You being a guy that's from Sacramento, maybe not born, but raised, high school, all of that. You currently still do live in Sacramento, right?
Well, you know,
oh no, you turned your back on your city. But Tupac Westside said, deep breath, Ox, woosah. Ox, how do you feel about the Sacramento Kings signing Russell Westbrook?
How am I supposed to feel? I mean, it's just bad. You know what though, Ron? I was initially kind of, thrown off, right? But then after I thought about it,
that's why you took the thing off your wall?
What thing? I ain't taking nothing off my wall.
Oh, okay.
We here. What you talking about? Nah, but for real, I mean, I think Russ might be what we need as far as just bringing that new what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Bringing that energy, bringing that intensity. Russ wants to win. You know what I'm saying? Russ wants to win. So he's gonna. I think he's gonna bring a new intensity. Will that make us
bigger? Is that what you're looking for? Is that the word you're looking for?
Just that roughness. You know what I'm saying? He's going. I think he's gonna make people uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that. You know what I'm saying? I always stand on the fact that there's nothing like adversity. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like somebody in your face, holding you accountable, making you feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? You have to, when you get up in them, you know, Sun Tzu says you got to wage war on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Napoleon Hill says you got to wage war on yourself every day. So if you got somebody in your locker room that's going to wage war on you, I think it's going to make you as good as you can be. Does that mean we're, you know, top 5? No, that's not what that means. That just means I think we're gonna give the best we got, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a good addition as far as just the morale of a basketball team. So I'm not upset about signing Russell Westbrook. I think Russell Westbrook can still play basketball. He made me take everything I said back about him last season. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, that's a bad sign, but hey, he shut me the hell up quick, fast, and in a hurry. So with that being said, he must got a little something left in the tank. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
If my team signed Russell Westbrook, I'd be reading Sun Tzu as well.
No, I just wasn't. I was been reading Sun Tzu. You know, Penn, the thing about it is, before you seen me on PT, I was, you know what I'm saying? I was reading Sun Tzu. So I didn't
directed at you. I don't know why you're
come out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
I didn't say you did.
No, but for real though, yeah, just, you know, wage war on yourself. I think Russell Westbrook will bring that intensity that we need. And once again, I'm not saying that changes us to being a contender or anything like that, but we're going to be the best we can be because of Russell Westbrook, though.
You're about to say something, real talk.
No, I just want you to know that's what it sounds like when you're looking for good words to say about somebody that you really don't have any good words to say about. You start bringing up Chinzu and morale and hey, he said that this is what Big Ox just said. What Russ is going to do positively for the Kings: wage war in the locker room. Now, typically, I don't know if that's a good thing. But hey, we shall see. We shall see. You know,
can I get a synonym for raging war? Can I get a because that sounds like chaos, to be honest with you.
Because
that's what that sounds like.
The reason
every time I come,
that sounds like Draymond Green.
No.
I got a suggestion for you.
Y'all not gonna take my words and make me say something I wasn't saying. What I'm saying is, chill. At wartime is when you're your best. You know what I'm saying? You have to be on top of things because you know your life is on the line. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be sharp. You gotta be, and you want to be like that at all times. You want to be, you know, you want to be ever vigilant.
But this is the best time to be it, though. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, you know, you got to be ever vigilant. So you know what I'm saying. You got to make sure you're on top of things. And I think Russell Westbrook is that type that he's gonna make you be on your toes. And if you can't handle it, you'll crack. You know what I'm saying. So there's.
Is this what Chin Fu said too?
You got it. Y'all know I'm not the biggest Russell Westbrook fan, but sure. I've always. That's one thing. Always admire about Russ. I've always said I would hate to coach Russ, but I would love to play with Russ. You know what I mean? I would love to play with Russ. Because
ain't no days off with Russ. Every day Russ shows up, Russ come to work. Right. Ain't no question about it. Russ come to work. He one of them dudes where it's like, yo, Russ finna run through that wall. You got to go with him. Yeah, or he gonna hit that wall and turn around ready to fight. Like, where was y'all at? You know what I'm saying?
What's the wall made of?
I could get with that. Yes, Russ is.
It's gonna be made of Scotty Barnes.
And let me ask you this question, though, Ox, because considering that Russ is now with this crew, you did not like when Mike Brown was there and he put the ball in DeMar DeRozan's hands. Now we got Doug Christie, and now we got a point guard situation with Dennis Schroeder, Carter, now Russ. How are we implementing it? How will we? Yeah, I don't like it either.
No, but Dennis Schroeder will start and Russ will come off the bench.
Okay, so Russell Westbrook is playing behind Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah,
that is
in what world?
The current one. Hypothetically, if Dennis Schroeder decides that he would rather just amplify his Hall of Fame case and decides to just go overseas because he wants to be a Hall of Famer, maybe Russell Westbrook will get the starting job. And because he has 500-1 odds of the MVP award, maybe he just averages triple-double again. And maybe he actually wins the MVP.
No, because what we'll do is we'll do the same thing Denver did to Valanciunas. We will kidnap Dennis Schroeder.
You know, last year at this time, Swiper was up here trying to tell me how Russell Westbrook was going to be good for the Denver Nuggets,
and he was.
So,
he absolutely was. Russell Westbrook was absolutely good for the Denver Nuggets last year. 100%. And I was up here going back and forth with Swiper, telling him no, and then I had to change. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You about to become a Russ fan?
no.
Okay.
Like this guy says, yeah, do we think that Denver made a mistake? First of all, the reason why Russ opted out of his deal is because Denver was phasing him out. That's what they were doing. They were phasing him out. They were phasing him out of the lineup. I'm not going to Denver to sit on the bench. I'm not doing that. No,
that's the rumor.
Wherever he goes, he's going to be sitting on the bench.
If you believe the rumor, Mike
difference between coming
Malone
off the
was
bench and
fired
sitting on
for
the bench.
treating Russell Westbrook
I feel you.
better than he deserved to be treated. Apparently,
What does that even mean? I don't.
he was treated as above the team, like he was Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray by his coaching staff, and the rest of the players just didn't fuck around with it.
He was one of the 4 or 5 best players on that team for extended.
Haven't I earned that? Real talk. Have I not earned that? By the way,
That's not why Mike Malone got fired. That's not like
This
Mike
is
Malone,
why we can't talk about Russell Westbrook.
I'd have to hear.
see, look,
The discourse always gets nasty anytime we talk about Russell Westbrook. We can never have a valid conversation. We could bring up any former MVP and have a good conversation. We bring up Derrick Rose. It's all praise, love, flowers, and tulips for Rose. We bring up anybody in the past, any former MVP, we showing them love. Why does it always turn into this with Russell Westbrook? I don't understand it. I don't know why. I don't know why.
He's a very polarizing player.
I'd like to think that the way that Mike Malone was treating him, I'd like to think that over the past 17 years, I've earned that because I can still play. It's not like I'm a bench warmer. I'm Mitch Richmond in 2002 on the Lakers when I ain't hardly playing. I'm not that dude. No, I'm heavy in your rotation, and I'm still playing at a pretty good level. Pretty good. So
There were conversations last year going on during the season, or not just this platform, multiple. It was like, should Russ start over Jamal Murray? Like
that was going on.
Russ was good for them last year. I don't understand what does that mean, treating him differently or like he was one of the best players on the team. He was one of the best players on the team last year. I mean, he just was.
Even had some big plays against the Clippers too. Yeah, there was some down possessions as well. But Russ impressed the hell out of me last season, and I said this a few months ago. I'm not just saying this because he signed to the Kings. Y'all heard me say this. I put my foot in my mouth last year when I was talking down on Russell Westbrook because he proved me wrong 100%. So, hey, hopefully he can do something with us. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't know. Hey, I mean, at this point, I'm just watching basketball. So
Yo, Ox, I do want to ask you though, like previous to Russ sign in, you guys were what you were. Now, did he make you guys better? Do you feel like you guys got better by signing Russell Westbrook?
Well, like I just said,
for what it's worth,
like I just said, I think Russ is gonna make us reach our fullest potential, whatever that might be. Like whatever that might be, I think he's gonna push us a little further. You know what I mean? I don't think he at this point, Russ is trying to win. You know what I'm saying? He wants everybody else to too. So I just think he's going to push us to our fullest potential. So yeah, I think it makes us a little better. I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's going to be the difference from a 10 seed to an 8 seed, or you know what I'm saying, a 10 seed to playing. You know what I'm saying? We're a playing type team. So you never know. Maybe we can get lucky. Maybe we can get lucky and get a 7 seed and play Houston. You know what I mean? Shit. I don't know.
I don't really know what Nuggets and what anybody else wanted Russ to do last year. He hit corner threes at a pretty solid clip. He handled the ball on a team that needed some ball handling. He made on a team that needed some tertiary playmaking outside of their top 2 players. Brought a level of passing to the team and defended well last year. I don't really know what else
amazing
Russ to do. That's Russ scaling down. That's what he want. Now, of course, he's going to turn the ball over. I mean, that's just part of his DNA. He is going to do that. But it was cool.
No, real talk. Cool they see Russell Westbrook airball a 3 or hit one off the side of the backboard, which that's funny. It's actually hilarious. Or they see Russ dribble the ball off his foot or throw the ball into the first row, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, get him off the court. He sucks. He's hurting the team. And they just overlook everything else in between that he does to help the team. That's similar to what I be saying about Cade Cunningham. I'll get 4 turnovers. I'll get 1 turnover per quarter. All right, but what else did I do that quarter to help my team?
Meanwhile,
Was
I'm
last
watching
year a
Jason Tatum
career
take
high for
his
Russell
time.
Westbrook on corner threes? He shot 43.9%, if I'm not mistaken. Mars, do you have the numbers in front of you?
43%.
That
from
was a
any
career
3
high.
points.
Yeah. The
Wait, he
second
shot
highest was
43%
also his one.
from the corner?
44.
Yeah, the
Yes.
second highest was his season on the Lakers. So do with that information what you will.
Huh?
Yeah, so do with that information what you will. Talk.
What season?
21,
His
22.
season on the Lakers, 21-22.
And then prior to that, it was Washington. So OKC didn't
Yeah,
get
so do
any
with that
good
information what you
corners.
will. Talk. You
But
valued
see,
it.
they eliminated all that other stuff that he was doing. All the
He
other
wide
stuff.
open.
Just
though.
say
Just
he wasn't
y'all are
making 50
clear,
million for the
wide
Lakers.
open.
Just say that.
Yeah, also that he wasn't making.
Yeah, that's the
That-
reason the Russ
that was
conversation
really the
annoys
problem.
me
Yeah, fact.
is because Russell Westbrook is making $3 million.
Yeah,
Did Russell Westbrook not give you $3 million production last year?
Easily.
If not
Did-
better.
Yes, he did.
yeah,
Yes.
So like if we're gonna judge Russell
What's the
Westbrook
gap between
relative
him
to, like,
and what's
being a major
Mars?
impact player, but
What's the gap between him and Dennis Schroeder? Because one got paid 15 million, the other one just got a contract for minimum. Is it big?
define big.
I don't know.
I'd rather have Dennis Schroeder.
Okay, is it a small gap, as Chill likes to say, or is it a big gap?
Is it a 3-inch gap, 4-inch gap, 5?
Is that big or small, real talk?
I'm asking you. It's your gauge of big.
That was good job. Why did Mars
the
get?
gap?
Why did Mars get kicked off for that?
Mars and Real Talk look alike sometimes. I meant to kick off Real Talk, but I ended up. But proceed, fellas.
You fat shaming me?
Hey, you watch it there. You watch it there. Okay. You watch it.
Honestly, I think if you could take the optics, the history, the personality, the ego, the baggage, take all that shit out of it, Russell Westbrook straight up is a much better player than Bruce Brown. He is better. He's a better Bruce Brown than Bruce Brown right now, in my opinion. He
I
just
agree.
won't buy into that
I
role.
agree. He's better than Bruce Brown.
So
Oh,
I
just
think he
we
bought
see
into that
Russ
role.
at who-
I don't know. What to say.
I just still
I
think we
don't
see
think he
Russ.
necessarily bought into that role, dude.
Well, whether or not he was bought in, he looked like he was doing what he was told to do. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm not in the locker room. I don't know what he was asked to do, but it looked like Russ played
Like,
a team first role. That's what it looked like to me.
yeah, I mean, he had his. Hey, by the way, he had his lowest usage of his career as well. He finally got under 25% usage. He's never done it before in his life. To put that into context, Chill, his season in OKC when he won MVP, he was at 41.7% usage. Last year, he was at 23.8% usage. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. But it also just so happened that last year was a career high in turnovers in terms of turnover percentage. The highest turnover percentage of his career, 20 plus percent. So it's
Is crazy though. I will say
it's hard to do. So there was good and bad with Russell Westbrook, but I understand everyone who kind of sees like him as like he's still too good to be out of the league. But I also understand people who say he might not be worth the trouble at this point.
We also gotta remember too that Russ made it clear, and I'm repeating myself with this, that he didn't want to go far away from home. He said that. He wanted to play close to home. So that limited the options. So Milwaukee, Boston, Miami, those teams are all out because he wanted to stay close to where he lives, or close to where he grew up, because he's got his family, he's got his kids, and I'm getting older. So if
that wasn't a consideration show, where would you think would be the best place for Russ?
I would have loved him down here in South Florida. I would have loved him down here. No doubt about it. I would have loved him.
Which team?
Yes. I would have loved him in Miami. Yes, sir. I could have seen him in Boston with that Celtic team. I think he would have been good with them. Considering losing Jason Tatum, I do think that they need another ball handler. And yes, I know you guys have just mentioned what Russ can be in terms of a turnover machine, but he can also be good too when we're talking about handling the basketball. So I thought he could have helped him. I love Russell Westbrook playing behind KPJ in Milwaukee. I love him playing behind KPJ in Milwaukee.
Next to him.
I love him playing. I love him
should
playing
start 1 and 2 guard.
Russ better than KPJ.
You think he is today, Mars?
Yeah, I think Russ better than KPJ. Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling y'all, KPJ a lot better than y'all giving him credit for.
Or maybe I'm giving Russ credit for how good I think Russ is.
Even still today.
You care about age a lot more than I do, Chill, which is weird because you're the old one. Like, if I think
And
the
the
guy is
reason why
still
is
good, I
because
don't
this-
care that the guy's 36. Like, if the guy's still
Sure.
good to me, I don't look at when I watch players. I'm not watching them relative to age. I'm just watching them. I think Russ is still a fine player. Do I think he's amazing?
Sure.
No, but I think Russ can be better than 26-year-olds. Like, I think he's better.
The
than
reason
some
why
26-year-olds in the NBA.
well, number one, the reason why I care about age is because physically the things that I used to be good at, I know those days are behind me. And they're not in front of me because I can't do what I used to be able to do. So that's why I care about age, especially in a young man's game like pro basketball is today. So when you got a bunch of 22 and 23-year-olds, and I got a 37-year-old running around, if I'm looking at the 37-year-old, who, by the way, is still good, and who, by the way, is still viable, who do I want to stick with? Who do I think is going to hold up more? The 25-year-old, the 26-year-old, or the 37-year-old? That's what I'm thinking about.
If
I can get
KPJ
what I can get. I can don't get me wrong, Miles. I definitely think that I can get some valuable minutes out of Russ in stretches. But when I think about what KPJ does in terms of being a lead guard, do I want to go with him long term? Yes, I do.
He turned the ball over less than Russ. He shot 41% from three last year. If KPG can replicate what he did with Milwaukee last year, that's a big
I
if.
think the team's going to be good.
Is he decent
He was
defensively?
nice. Yeah,
Is he- what's the gap here? He's
I don't
averaging
think
like
it's a major
12
gap. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a major gap. But I just think I'd rather have Russ. Well, I think he's slightly better, but I don't think it's a major gap. I don't think KPJ sucks. I don't think KPJ is amazing, but I don't think he sucks.
Yeah, he's
What is-
mid.
What is
He
Russ
sucks on the
better?
Clippers, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did.
Russ is a way better decision maker, and that's saying something. And Russ is a way better.
Real Talk said that like I introduced him to a chick that I think is like an 8, and you're like, yeah, chill, she all right.
Yeah, I mean, he's like regular weed. I mean, it's fine. It's
She ain't
cool.
all that.
Whatever.
I'm trying to see what you looking at, chill, but all right, okay.
On
Like,
a
all
team
right.
where Giannis makes so many decisions, I think I'd rather have the better shooter.
Dan, that's fine. If you're talking about just fit next to what you have in Milwaukee, yeah, KPJ makes sense. Just saying player for player, I think Russ is better. But for Milwaukee, yeah, I think KPJ makes sense. I also think Ryan Rollins makes sense, and I hope he gets a lot of burn this year. But we'll see.
True.
I'm telling y'all, KPJ gonna have action at that most improved player. Y'all
No, it's
just
gonna
gotta
be
look at
Cade
the-
because he's gonna win the MVP. It's gonna be Cade because
Oh, I mean, it could be K too.
Mars, you ain't
But
gonna
I'm
stop
saying,
us.
like, when you look at it, it's Giannis, and then who else over there is gonna have the ball in their hands, expected to
Kyle
make
Kuzma.
plays?
It's not gonna be Kyle. I'm telling. Okay, here we
No,
go.
no Kyle
Here
Kuzma.
we go with the bullshit. Here we go with the bullshit.
Milwaukee.
I know how
is
we using Kyle.
terrible. Please,
I know.
please.
Ox, would you stop with the Milwaukee? They're not as bad as you think they are.
They're terrible.
They're not as bad as you think they are, Ox. They're not.
All right, y'all. But before we get into these super chats, I do want to talk about some of the preseason games from last night. There were a few. It was some good games, and we've seen some of our favorite players actually play. It's always good when the preseason starts ramping up because it really lets you know, like, all right, we getting into things. It's firing up. What's good, Chill? What you got for me?
Ron,
What's
I
up?
have to say something to you. Ron, I think you might be right.
Me?
I watched that Trailblazers Golden State game last night, and I we're gonna make a decision in a few years.
Hold on, Chill. You going
I-
out? You going in and out right now?
It's
Say that
Blazers
again?
FC had to. Blazers FC had to stop him from hating on the team. Yeah, Blazers FC had to stop him.
Nah, he was paying. He
Go
was
ahead,
showing
go
them
ahead,
love.
Phil. You good now, Chill?
Yeah. You
Here's
hot?
what you told me before about him, Ron, and
Who, Yang?
what he is what he is as an offensive player. I think I know that at some point we're gonna have to make a decision. So if you can imagine, real talk, years ago when Denver had to make a decision between both Nurkic and Joker, where I mean, we
Imagine
can't
that.
keep both of them. Well, we might be able to do that with this particular team because I think I got yin and yang. What I mean, and I mean that funny. I think I got yin and yang. Yes, I do think I had that because I feel like I got a potential offensive genius over here. This guy has a feel for the game. Even though Mars, I understand your level of competition previous to showing up here. Okay, that's fine. But I think that this kid I think he has something that hasn't been seen from young players. And I think his feel for the game is something really good. Then on top of that, I got a defensive big who can counter the other stuff. So what you do, what I don't do, you can do. What you don't do, I can do. So this two-man big thing, this two big double big thing, I think that this can work, Ron. I'm watching this kid last night, and I see what you did was you introduced me to homegirl without no makeup on, and she had on sweatpants. And I'm like, you know what, Ron? I see what you're looking at. Let's clean her up a little bit, and you on to something. Yes, sir.
So she had that top bun?
She had a bun in her hair. She had sweatpants on. She ain't had no makeup on, but I see what you're looking at, Ron. I see it.
Wait, hold on, chill. Because there's a great lyricist that once said, hair tied, sweatpants, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you the prettiest. I hope that you
absolutely. That's
when you the baddest. Natural beauty be shining through. Ron, hey,
and I'm
a saw that natural beauty. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm looking at with this kid. Yeah, he threw a pass. He threw a pass last night, Ron. He got the ball in the wing, and he threw a pass. I'm trying to think of the guy's name that he had. It wasn't Grant. It was your small forward, dark-skinned guy. But Yang looks off the guard, pow, throws it right to this guy on the block, and he ends up getting a layup. I'm like, that's feel. What that reminds me of, it reminds me when I heard Larry Bird say, I see the game a couple of plays ahead. I feel like that's how Yang plays. I feel like he doesn't play just with the ball in his hands right now. I think he sees the game a couple of plays ahead and anticipates things happening. That's the mark of a great passer.
It's funny you say that, Chill. Because last night I was told that he was a step slow and that he wasn't seeing the game ahead.
No,
and that he was behind.
No,
absolutely. He had some really good moments. I like that pump fake, the head fake three, the pass fake. At the top, he catches the ball, pass fake, kind of fakes the defender out, and then just hits a three, comes down next time, tries to take another three, misses it. He's definitely step slow, yo. Like, what are we doing here? You watch him play, you think he's ahead, you think he's Larry Bird. I think he
sees the game No, I ain't say he was Larry Bird. I said Larry Bird said he sees the game a couple of plays ahead. That doesn't mean that he's Larry Bird. What it means is I see the game a couple of plays ahead, like Larry Bird said. And if I see the game a couple of plays ahead, yes. And I think that if we can hone that skill, because I originally was thinking we might have to come off of one of these two, but no.
But why? Why we got to split up a happy home, Chill?
Yeah, we might be able to. I might have to come off that stance
to make the home happier.
These two guys.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's
yo. With these two guys, this might be able to work.
You call them yin and yang. Well, you call them yin and yang, but yin and yang, right? Yin and yang are perfect harmany.
Mm-hmm.
They stay together.
I do like Ron.
You get four. And I'll tell you right now, Nurkic and Jokic were not yin and yang. They were yang and yang. So
they both basically did the same thing.
Exactly. Just Jokic was 100 times better. So yeah, like with these two, like you got one that's more defensively oriented, one that's more offensively oriented. They can both shoot a little bit. Yang can clearly be a little bit further ahead in terms of shooting. Both 7 feet tall. I don't see why this is a problem.
I'm telling you that you're yapping yap. One of these dudes is going to be gone by the summertime. They're not both staying.
Place it back. No, I hate betting with you. You never pay up.
Well, look though, the thing about it though. Well, first I want to say I just hate how y'all.
Real talk, is that right?
I just hate how y'all sleep on pre leg break Nurkic. I hate how y'all sleep on pre leg break Nurkic. He was a baller. But anyways, forget that. Chill. The thing about it is, this kid's the Great Wall of China. You know what I mean? So if they have to move off of one of them, Chill, it's not going to be him. Do you know how many jerseys they're going to sell? Like, do you know how much money? You know how much money?
Yeah, he's not wrong.
You know how much money they're about to get out of China? There's like so they're gonna keep both of them, or they're gonna move off of Donovan Clingan because they're not gonna win they're not gonna win a championship, right? We talked about this in the group chat. They're not gonna win a championship, so they're gonna get that money. Like believe you me, that kid's going nowhere. Yeah, I'm not. Obviously, he's a good basketball player, but I'm not even talking about that right now. I'm just talking about that's not happening. Like if they move off of one of them, it's not going to be him. It's way too much money coming in for him. W capitalism. Yeah, you're right. Anime school.
All right. Is there any other games that you guys want to highlight, or is it any other games you guys want to highlight or anything? I know Steph had 28.
We're gonna go to my Lonzo.
Yeah, I was just going to go to that game.
My glorious game.
Yeah. Because me and Chill also got some. Because when you put the ball in Donovan Mitchell's hands, hey, turns out still leads to elite offense. Turns out He's still one of the best scorers in the league. Turns out, still a really good playmaker and passer. Turns out, don't really need Darius Garland, especially if Lonzo gonna play like that too.
Houston.
Hey,
for
Hey,
Garland.
I just want to.
yeah.
Hey, I just want to talk. Can we have a conversation? That's all I'm saying, Chill. Sometimes you just got to pick up the horn. Pick up the horn. Just hey, what can we do? They don't.
This sounds like
If Lonzo's knees are really back, stolen from a dead nigga, man. If his knees is really back,
Told you he got Wilt Chamberlain's knee. You ain't want to listen to me. Told you it wasn't just any dead individual. It was Wilt Chamberlain's knee. He looked good.
yeah.
This is incredible
Hey,
that he has another
Houston
knee.
better pick up that phone.
Ox, I can't walk out on the chick that I've been with, and I'm not sure that this chick right here is the chick.
Chill. When you see the heat coming around the corner, I'm trying to tell you, you better don't ever get attacked anything that you're not willing to walk away from in 30 seconds or less. When you see that heat coming around the corner, you better stick your Darius.
And I can appreciate Mars. I can appreciate your because I didn't see the game yesterday, so I can't. I'm gonna take a page out of your book and I'm gonna step aside and I'm gonna let you guys talk about this because I didn't see the game. I did see dude try to throw it over the top of Jared Allen and he was like, not today. You're gonna have to try to do that some other time. However, I'm still not in terms of full-time minutes. I'm not there with Lonzo Ball yet. In terms of him still being able to play, he proved to me that he could still play. That's what I wanted to see last season. I wanted to see if he could still play in terms of him just being able to hold up. Okay, he proved that to me. Now, can you show me that you can play full-time minutes? I'm not willing to come off of this just yet.
Full-time minutes?
Well, from what I'm understanding, if I'm moving off of Darius Garland, that means this is my lead guard, and that means he's going to play 30, 35 minutes a night.
Oh no, I think it means Donovan Mitchell is the point guard. I think.
Okay, even if Donovan Mitchell is the point guard, that means that Lonzo Ball is going to play heavy minutes because I'm going to move him over. I'm going to play him I'm going to play him in multiple spaces. I'm going to play him at the 2. I could also he's 6'6". I could play him at the 3. I could play him there too when we run our small ball lineup. I think that he's one of those defenders. What did I say? Did I say 6'6"? I didn't say 6'6".
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. 6'6". I apologize. He's one of those players that can defend multiple positions. With him being able to do all of this stuff, I'm questioning whether he can do it full time. That's it. He already showed me he can still play, and I got no problem with that. 100%. Can I get this from you on a night-to-night basis for an entire season? That's my question. And I'm not ready to come off Darius Garland yet.
That's a
even if he plays halftime. Even if he plays halftime. So I'm just looking at last night and Chill, like you, I didn't watch the game, but I'm looking at the box score for better or for worse. 9 points and 9 assists in 20 minutes is spectacular. I'm not saying we can expect that from him every night, but even if he plays 20 minutes a night, you know you're going to get good defense. You know you're going to get good
coming off of Garland, though.
That's
what we're going to have to get, Ron. If he's coming off Garland, that's what we're going to have to get, though.
Well,
get more than 20 minutes.
No, well, not necessarily, though, Chill. Because what are you trading Darius Garland for? I'm assuming if you trade Darius Garland, it's going to be for a shooting guard or a 3.
Jabari.
I mean, Chill.
Hey, the way Jabari looking in preseason, I don't know.
Yeah, Jabari's untouchable.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Aaron Holiday, maybe.
You calling up Houston? You call up Houston and ask for Jabari for Darius Garland. Yes, I'm doing that.
Yeah, Houston's doing that in a heartbeat. But I'm
not Houston. I'm talking about Cleveland. I'm doing
if I'm Houston, I'm gonna just put this out there. If I'm Houston and I'm calling up the Cavs for anything, I'm not calling them for Darius Garland. I'm calling them.
No, you're not. Hell no.
Oh yeah, you call
Lonzo.
No.
I want Lonzo. I don't want Darius. I want Lonzo. If I'm the Houston Rockets, I want Lonzo.
Why would you want Lonzo over Darius Garland?
Because I have a certain identity of my players need to be able to guard. We don't want liabilities on this basketball court. No. Lonzo Ball is an elite defender. Darius Garland is not. Lonzo Ball does not command the offense the way Darius Garland does. Lonzo Ball can play on and off the ball like Darius Garland can, but for a fraction of the price. If I'm Houston, Lonzo fits what I want more. He's gonna get my guys who need the ball, Şengün and KD, the ball. He's not gonna take touches away from them, and he's gonna fit right in defensively
and he's going to push the pace to a degree that no one really can.
Mars, what does
Lonzo
Cleveland
fits
get for
better
Lonzo?
than I think Darius Garland does.
Mars, what does Cleveland
Huh?
get for
And he's cheaper.
A bucket of extra
And he's
crispy and a
cheaper.
six pack.
Well, what does Cleveland get for Lonzo?
Yeah, I
bucket of
understand
extra
that from
crispy
Houston's
and a
point of
six
view.
pack.
Josh
and a
Okogie.
But Houston, but Mars, what I'm saying,
Clink Capella.
Houston, they might call for Lonzo, but they would absolutely take Darius Garland. Like they're not going. Like, we
Oh,
don't
for
want
sure.
Darius.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, I'm not saying you decline Darius, but I'm
Right.
saying if I'm Houston and I'm making a call for anyone, I'm calling for Lonzo.
Okay.
Now, what do I have to give up for Lonzo? I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. That's what I'm
Shit.
saying. I understand that point, but I'm thinking now for Cleveland. Cleveland, like, what can we really get for Lonzo Ball? With all due respect to Lonzo, what could I really get for Lonzo? Like, what does that do for Cleveland? It doesn't make them much better. I think if you come off of Darius, you can actually get Jabari or Tari. They got picks, Tari and picks, or at least. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
can't do Tari and Lonzo.
Tari for Lonzo.
I want Tari too, though.
We still don't have any of our.
I'm willing to
just
give up
Okogie.
Tari for Lonzo.
We gave a
Yeah,
bunch
just
of our
a
first round
Kogi, just a
picks to
Kogi, just a
Utah.
Kogi, just a
Tari
gave
for
a
Lonzo is
bunch of
actually a
our
power
first
move
round
for y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
Utah.
So if you
Just a Kogi.
And I
That's a
think
power
both
move.
teams benefit. I think both teams can benefit from that
Yeah,
too.
sure.
I mean, just a Kogi, just a Kogi.
Cleveland traded for Lonzo.
Clint Capella's making $8 million. That works basically seamlessly.
but y'all got to remember,
What
Cleveland.
are y'all
also
dudes
wants to be
doing?
bigger.
Cleveland traded for Lonzo because we want this dude in our rotation.
Yeah,
We ain't giving him no damn Houston.
Cleveland.
Hell no.
Yeah, but now Houston won him. But now
Yeah,
Houston
we
won.
want him.
Okay,
Yeah, Cleveland
people
wants to be
in hell
bigger.
want-
I think
people in
that-
hell want ice.
I think
no,
they
y'all
would
can't have
keep
this dude.
Lonzo.
I don't think so.
I think they would keep Lonzo chill because Cleveland wants to get bigger. They were, you know, that 1-2 punch that was it's pretty small. Of course, I think Darius is better than Lonzo. I think we all do. But
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. But still, I think Cleveland would rather come off of Darius though. Like we want to get bigger at that point guard position. Let's let Lonzo get a couple, some more minutes, and let's go try to get Jabari. Obviously, this is hypothetical. I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at it, to me, it makes more sense to come off of Darius for Jabari, than it does to Lonzo for Tari. First of all, I like Tari, but you know what I'm saying. I think Jabari is clearly the much better basketball player.
Also, too, though, I don't want to hone in on Houston. I want to open it all the way up. Like if Darius Garland's on the board, once again, Cleveland, this is because Lonzo Ball is looking better. It's because he can give you competent minutes. And it's because you believe Donovan Mitchell can play point guard. And now you're looking to get better at the positions where you are necessarily weak at.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts damn near any shooting guard or any small forward in that caliber on the table.
Darius Garland is just a much better point guard, though.
If you're the Timberwolves, would you use Darius Garland for Jaden McDaniels?
Hell yeah.
No.
Hell yeah.
No. I'm not doing
Hell
that.
yeah.
Who's guarding on the wing, Ron, in Minnesota?
Anthony Edwards.
I'm actually good on. Yeah, I'm not doing that if I'm Minnesota. No.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I think I'm putting.
I also don't think Cleveland needs to get off Garland. I like Mitchell.
I don't.
Garland.
You can just trade Rob Dillingham and get that defense back. You're not getting.
I like the
guard
Cavs
like
as
this.
currently constructed. I think Garland is really good in Cleveland. So I'm not moving off Garland until I see him healthy in the playoffs, and then I see if it can work or not. Personally, I just wanted to praise Lonzo's performance. I didn't know it was going to lead to.
What did you see last night, Mars, from him? Because I know how you feel about him. What did you see last night?
I mean, I saw what I see from Lonzo, someone who's able to push pace at a level that is really, really, really elite. Someone who's one of the best passers in the NBA, undoubtedly, and one of the best guard defenders in the NBA, undoubtedly. That's what I saw. I saw the Lonzo Ball I know, and he's also capable of making spot-up shots, but he's not just someone who's just going to stand out and wait for the ball. He's going to cut to open space. He's going to collapse defenses, not off the dribble, but there was a play where he lurked on the baseline and got himself a nice little just easy finish under the baseline because he didn't cut all the way through, came back, got a layup. There was another play where he got right under the rim, collapsed the defense, and found Dean Wade. He just understands the game of basketball. He just knows how to play the game. And that's what I look for from Lonzo Ball. You got 10 million for someone who is one of the best guard defenders in the sport, can knock down spot-up threes, space the floor, and is one of the best passers in the NBA. I don't see the drawback.
Why are you calling me for him? Don't call me.
The
Y'all
drawback
kidding me?
is his injury.
Don't call me again. I'm good.
Yeah,
I mean, you're taking a risk with the injury.
The injuries are obviously the big drawback, major drawback.
That's the thing I'm worried
when he's on the court, and playing, there's no question.
If he didn't have
about
injury
what Lonzo
issues, he'd be a
brings to the team.
$28 million to $30 million player.
Yeah, he'd be Tyrese Haliburton if he was actually good.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Chill.
Lonzo can't create.
I've never had a problem hearing. I've never had a problem hearing no, Chill, all my life. So you can hang up on me. I ain't
Ox, I'm going to respectfully decline your phone call.
I'm gonna ask for something.
Absolutely.
Believe
And
that.
I'm-
Like, yeah, you ain't never gotta
and
worry
I
about
have
me
to
feeling
respect
about
the fact,
hungry.
I have
I'm
to
gonna
respect
ask
the fact that you're going to ask me. But
Mhm.
I'm respectfully going to say, Ox, I'm not interested. Thank you. very
Chill.
much.
I have something to ask you.
I'm leaving here with something.
Chill. I have something to ask you.
Not this.
You are the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay. I'm calling you. I'm the Portland Trailblazers. I'm interested in the guy on your roster. I have your future picks that you desperately need, and you've got a sour star. And I'm
trying to
willing
get
to
Dame
give
back?
you. Pardon?
You trying to get
No.
Dame back tomorrow?
No.
Oh.
I'm calling you about Giannis. And I'm gonna give you your future picks. I'm gonna give you Yang Hansen, young player to build with.
Giannis in Portland?
Yep.
City's
I'm
gonna be
gonna give you
hot.
Yang Hansen. I'm gonna give you back your future picks. I'm gonna give you Jeremy Grant's contract, and I'm gonna give you
Stop
Shaden,
right there. Nope.
and
Stop
I'm
right there.
and I'm gonna give you
Nope.
Shaden. I'm gonna give you Shaden
No.
Sharp.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
What? Are
No.
you
Hey.
crazy?
I'm
Hey,
not.
that's
Did not come off of Shane Sharp whatsoever. Hey, Shane Sharp.
brother. Well, come on, Shaden Sharp.
Shane
Why?
Sharp
Portland ain't
should be
trick.
one of them in the league. I am not
Senior
coming off
Shane.
So we just going. So we just.
Hey.
So we just gonna go back to the Dame and Giannis experiment. We're just gonna go back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
different scene.
Yeah,
Hey,
We just
no,
gonna go
no,
back to the
no,
experiment that didn't work
no,
in
no,
the
no, no,
league.
no, no, no. It's Giannis and Drew.
No, it's
Mm.
Giannis, Drew,
Oh, a 40-year-old
Giannis,
Drew.
Dame,
The
plus
thing
Denny
wasn't
Avdija,
working in
plus
22.
Damani
You're gonna go back to
Kamara,
it.
plus
Yeah.
Donovan Clingan. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
That team
Pitt,
would
I
contend.
actually like that.
Nah, you got
I
I do like
actually
that
like
team.
that.
I do like that team. I do like that
The
team.
reason that I say
You give
this
me
is
Jeremy
because
Grant's contract, that's
as
hanging up
good
the phone.
as
I'm just letting you know.
Portland is today,
That's
the
where I'm
minute
out. I'm out.
Giannis demands out, they will be the team that controls that trade because they own those future picks from the Damian Lillard trade initially. And because they can't really trade Giannis and expect to be good, you're not going to get equal value for Giannis ever. Like you can try, you can be like, oh, we want OG and Mikal Bridges. Good luck. That ain't good
Right.
enough to replace Giannis. So you're gonna have to I think the Portland Trailblazers are going to be the team that can capitalize the most. And I think this Hanson Yang guy might be the centerpiece kind of little, young player that you could send back
Maybe
in a
him and
deal.
Why do I
Shaden.
also have
No,
to
no,
send
no,
him
no, no, no.
Shane
You
Sharp?
got-
Shade, I just want to make it abundantly clear. Shaden is the centerpiece of that trade.
No, I understand
Yeah,
that. But
if
what
he-
I'm
if
saying
he's
is
in
Not
it,
Yang?
no, hang on.
I think it's
You
both
got-
of them.
Yo,
I think it's two
I
You
think
centers.
it's
just
very
told
obvious
me
Shaden
Hanson
Sharp.
Yang is the golden goose. You just told me they're going to sell all these jerseys on his name.
He's the
good
golden
enough
goose for financially, but in terms of the
yes,
better
but that's the
player,
whole point.
Shaden.
You're getting value
Shaden.
back. And by the way, the
I mean,
Milwaukee
Shaden
Bucks
is
are
a great
notoriously
player,
cheap.
too.
The Milwaukee Bucks are notoriously cheap ownership, are they not? Yes,
Are
they
they?
are. They have
I don't
proven
know.
it
I don't know.
over and over and over
Oh,
again.
okay.
They have proven that they do not do business well. So giving them a little golden goose that's going to be big in a country with nearly 2 billion people, I think this Yang Hansen thing could be like a 4D chess move that's a couple years ahead, being like, okay, this is the type of move that this franchise, Milwaukee, would maybe want in a franchise center or a starting center. They would want to build around a guy who has an international market appeal like this in a small market like Milwaukee.
Yeah, but you see,
I'm not mad at that.
Portland, you
Just-
keep Yang, you get Giannis, you got Denny.
I'm
I
listening,
mean,
man.
you got that's
Man,
we
I'm listening.
international.
Yeah,
I'm
give
listening.
him Drew. Hey, Penn, swap out Shaden. Give him Drew, and now I might be with you. But
Real talk.
I want Shaden
Shaden
playing.
is
Drew
going
ain't-
to.
I want
Shaden's gonna
Shaden
have to go in
Sharp
that deal.
playing with Giannis.
You're not getting a top.
Give him Scoot.
You're not getting a top 3
Yeah, give him
player
Scoot.
in his prime.
Give him Scoot.
Scoot
Give him
doesn't have that kind of
three
value right
picks.
now.
Give
Top
him-
3 picks. Scoot Henderson.
You
He doesn't
Everyone
have
in
that
Portland
value right
saying
now.
he was improving. It's unfortunate he got hurt, but he's improving. He's been working on his game.
Denny
Give him
Avdija,
Scoot.
Denny Avdija plus Tamani Kamara might get it done, but I think that you're getting a little bit rich here.
Denny and Tamani for Giannis, like dude,
Denny,
Scoot,
Tamani plus
Scoot,
Yang
Yang,
plus
and
picks.
Yang Hansen.
But
Scoot,
please,
Yang.
you
picks
can't
and Jeremy
tank
Grant.
without your picks. You can't tank without your picks.
Yeah, so
right?
give him their picks. Give him Scoot. Give him Yang.
What did
give him Jeremy Grant.
crazy, please.
what did Indiana do 2 days before Tyrese Haliburton got hurt?
They traded for that pick back, and you said it was smart.
Yep, exactly. So Toronto had that pick from the Siakam trade. They traded it to the Pelicans for Brandon Ingram. And 2 days before that, before Haliburton had that injury, when we thought, shoot, this Indiana team's going to be so good, they got their pick back. And now they're successfully able to tank if they want to this year because they have their pick. The Milwaukee Bucks need to rebuild after Giannis leaves, and having a young player like Shaden Sharp can sell tickets, which is and having Hanson Yang there can sell tickets. Denny Abdia does not sell tickets like Shaden Sharp. He ain't gonna do it. So, yeah, that's where I'm
Real
at.
talk. I'm appalled at how surprised you are that Shaden Sharp's in his deal. Like you do
I
know,
don't know
like
who you think Shaden
Giannis,
Sharp is.
Giannis
I
and
think
Shaden Sharp is it's
going
off the
to be
screen.
One of the 15
Giannis up
best
here.
players in the world.
Yeah, but hypothetically, if Shaden Sharp averages 36 this year,
What? Real
Here we
talk.
go.
is he not better than Giannis?
15
Yeah,
best players?
I think
1-5?
Shaden Sharp is going to be one of the 15 best players in the world one day. He's not that right now, but
What
I'm
day?
very high on Shaden Sharp.
But
Real
you think
talk,
Giannis is one of the 15 best players in the history of the world right now?
Absolutely, but I'm saying I want Giannis to play with Shaden Sharp. That's what I'm saying.
Shaden
Oh,
will
me too.
never.
Yeah, me
be
too.
that.
I
Shaden
just
will
Give
want
up
you,
Scoot. That's what I'm saying.
Give
Give
him
up Scoot.
Scoot or Drew or whoever else over there. I
Are
want
we
Giannis to be
so
on.
does Shaden have more value than Scoot? Is that what you guys are telling me?
Yes, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Does he?
Way more.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Mars, come on, bro.
15 best one of the 15 best players in league
But
history has
Real
not
talk's the
hit
only person I've ever heard say that.
league average PER once. Has never had a positive box plus minus season once. I understand and appreciate
Exactly,
the
so
talent.
Trade Scoot.
I understand the talent and the scoring efficiency. He's not a good defender. He's
This
not
is the
some
El
great
basketball
passer.
shit you be talking
You-
about, Ox.
you-
This
you
kind of
Exactly,
shit
but
right
guess
here.
what?
You
Scoot
can't
can
just-
pass and Scoot is showing more in defense.
Oh,
So
yeah.
give up
The El
Scoot.
basketball shit you be talking
Scoot,
about.
Scoot
Ox.
is also
Right
a terrible
here.
defender.
He's better Shaden.
It's not El basketball chill. Like he's got a crop of really good defenders around him, and he has never been a positive defender. He's got all the athletic tools in the
Exactly.
world.
Exactly.
Are we talking about Scoot or are we talking about Giannis?
No,
He's
we're
talking about
We're
Shaden.
talking about Shaden.
So I'm
Sharp.
saying because
I thought you
Shaden
said
is
the
this
top
trash,
15.
he doesn't have that much value. So give up Scoot instead of Shaden because he has more value. That's the argument I'm making.
I'm saying
Take Jeremy Grant
agree
out
with
this
Ben.
deal. Do not.
Jeremy Grant has to be there
Because of the money.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the
then
logic.
we're done.
The
Then
logic
I'm
from
out.
Milwaukee is
I'm
we
out.
want our picks because we want to be bad. Shaden Sharp or Scoot Henderson, whichever way you decide to go, is going to help you be bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
Scoot-
also going to put butts in seats. And I just feel
And
right
Scoot
now
was a top 3
Shaden
pick,
Sharp
so,
is
you
an
know, okay.
easier. This is our new franchise player sell than Scoot Henderson.
But Scoot can handle the ball.
Irrelevant.
Limit says that
We got
says
KPJ.
that Jeremy Grant got to go. Chill. He does have to go. Just like this chick got to go. She ain't going home with me though. I can tell you that. She ain't going home with me. She got to
Hey,
go.
chill.
But she
Hey,
ain't
chill.
leaving with me.
Sometime to get the fine chick, you gotta appease her fat friend.
Hell no.
You
She
gotta
ain't
do
going-
that
not this
sometimes,
time.
chill.
You guys
She
are
ain't going home with me.
disrespecting Jeremy. You guys acting like Jeremy can't still be in a
Mars, you can't get rid of that contract quick enough.
If it's attached to Scoot Henderson.
It's
Yeah.
the money that makes Jeremy like.
Yeah,
I,
like,
I
you-
do.
You
I
know, he
do- I
just
do
played
think
like trash
Jeremy's
last year,
cool,
regardless of
though.
money. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, but
I do
Jeremy
think
would have to
Jeremy's
be in the
cool.
deal. Like his money would, if you want Yang, if you want the picks that you're gonna tank for, and if you want Scooter Shaden, whatever.
well, you
the case
could
may
do
be.
Drew. You could do Drew instead of Jeremy. You could.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Portland, I'm not putting Drew in there because I want Drew and Giannis to play with each other.
I'm not putting Shaden in there either. Yeah, Scoot.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, y'all, we got super chats. So salute to everybody that's in here. I also want to shout out to our Hall of Famers. That's Brett Bovia. That's Multi Kinney. That's my man Rez R. Wade. That's Worldwide Mace Television. Joe Breezy. Football Breakdown. Shout out to Skeet Nielsen. Small Boxes. Cheese. Bulletproof. Vale. Rob Deere. Small Boxes again. And Kingster. Shout out to all the Hall of Famers. If you're not a member yet, re-up that membership or just become a member for the first time. Shout out to everybody on Twitter and Facebook. Make sure you come to YouTube, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, make sure you go to Twitter and make sure you go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of that good stuff, and follow us across all platforms. Trust me, we're not just good on YouTube. We good all around the web.
Y'all gotta pay attention to small boxes, bro. That dude is hilarious, bro.
Shout out small boxes.
That dude
Shout
is
out big
hilarious.
boxes too.
He be killing me.
Julius Irvin said it's no foregone conclusion. Those guys are gonna those guys is gonna have a better year than Cade. Pistons being 2 seed helps Cade a lot. Cade can become a better player.
So can the players who are already better than him. They can also improve.
Right. What if Shea gets better?
He did get better.
Okay. What if Ant gets better?
He did get better.
What if Luca's
All
better?
right. Then.
He
What
lost
if Giannis
20
is better?
pounds.
Like
What if-
we
and-
can't just
and what if
oh
Cade
yeah,
is-
let's project improvement for Cade and not the guys who are already better than Cade. Let's ignore that they could also improve. Let's ignore that. Yeah, okay.
Cade for
guys have
MVP.
improved, but have gotten outplayed by lesser players. That's happened before.
Mm-hmm. I can guarantee Cade won't outplay all of them. I assure you.
If he plays better, he's better.
If he plays better than them, hey Cade, my fault. I'm gonna just put it out there. If Cade plays better than all of them, my bad, Cade. I apologize. I wasn't.
Whoever plays better is just better.
Chauncey Billups was not better than Kobe Bryant in 2004. Ox, no, he wasn't.
He
He was not
outplayed
a better player. He was
He
not.
played better
You know,
than him
he
for 5
outplayed him.
games. He didn't play better than him
No.
for a year.
No,
Played
he's
better
not
than him
better
for
than
5
him,
games.
Ox.
I mean,
He was better than him in those 5 games.
If he played better than him for that week, he was better than him that week. That's all. Kobe could have came back and was better than next year, fine. But I'm saying at that time, yeah, he was better for sure. Yeah, he was.
Tresmania said
Hey, I don't know who the
PG1.
clip team is. Make sure y'all clip that one up and put that one on the tickle top. Yeah, we need a.
Well, that Chauncey was better than Kobe.
that's
That's
just
just
a
that's
fact.
just logical. Yeah, Chauncey was better than Kobe in the 04 final.
That's not clip worthy. That's just a fact.
Exactly. Everyone would agree with that.
Facts
Kobe
need
would
to
agree
be
with that.
shared with the world. Ox.
Exactly.
Not
Facts
today.
don't care about your feelings, real talk. Just because your feelings are hurt, that Chauncey was better than Kobe for that week and a half. Don't mean that the facts care about you. Yeah, facts are the facts.
Mars
Why do,
Aristotle.
why do people
I hear
say objectively when they mean candidly?
No, you use objectively in the same context.
But I'm being
All right, y'all.
objective.
I'm about to candidly read this super chat from Tresmania. Tresmania said, PG1, we back. My PG1 never getting put down on the floor by running dunk man. If Battle of LA was in the playoffs, Luka versus Clippers round 4. Top rivalry 2020s?
Why do Luka
that would be
fans
round
have
4.
cap locks on all the time? Is it the same guy?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't.
It's
think
not
it's
Mike
a
the
problem.
Champ.
Like yelling.
That's a
Yeah,
fake
shout out
ass
to Mike.
the
Mike
Champ.
be in my Twitter mentions now. So shout out to Mike. He's graduated to a different platform.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Luka, man. Shout out to Luka.
Mike, you're a bum.
Mike, I know you're out there
Oh,
listening.
man.
Don't take that.
You don't got no choice.
Might be
8-9.
putting my playback all caps. Yo, real talk, I'm here. Okay, I don't,
He had to announce his presence.
I don't care, but I'm glad you're here
Guaranteed the views went up too. You're welcome.
though. By a view, absolutely.
8-9 J Stubbs said, I wish the NBA did a Ballon d'Or type of
Ballon d'Or.
award after Ballon d'Or
Ballon
type of
d'Or.
award.
Close enough.
A Ballon d'Or type of award after the finals and for a complete season.
I can get with that. I can definitely get with that.
Sure.
More accolades?
Why not?
No,
They've already had the conference finals MVPs. Why not just give a full season MVP? Why
Yeah,
not?
that's what I was thinking, Mars. Let's take the league MVP off the table. Let's not do it until after the season is over.
Factor in the playoffs. If you have to make the playoffs to win the award, why not factor the playoffs
Yeah,
into
I
the
can
award?
get with that. Yeah,
You
it's-
should, because you shouldn't be MVP if you're not in the playoffs. So it makes sense to me.
Okay. Yeah.
We already have
Why
an
not just
in-season champion. Do we have an in-season MVP?
the
in-season tournament
Yeah.
MVP?
Well, you have the finals in season tournament MVP that Giannis just won. And then LeBron
One,
won the
two,
first
three.
time.
There's already 4 awards that's been added. Clutch Player of the Year was a 5th award that was added. That's 5.
That was it.
Do we have a didn't
Wait a
we
minute.
have like an off-court humanitarian award type of thing?
No,
added
wait.
as well?
We got,
It's
how does 5 get added? Wait a minute, Penn. So we got the in-season tournament.
Yes, you got the in-season tournament championship. That's an accolade. You've got the in-season tournament championship MVP. That's another accolade. You got the clutch player of the year. That's a 3rd accolade. You got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and the Western Conference MVP. That's 5 accolades. And then apparently, I think there's some sort of social justice award, and I think that's a 6th one.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's from
So
Jabal.
that trophy case getting awfully crowded.
The Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals MVP. I mean, I think it holds some merit, considering who it's named after.
It does.
Yeah, I definitely think it holds some merit. The in-season tournament MVP, well, the game doesn't even count, so I don't think that holds a lot of weight for me. Because
It counts.
no, it doesn't.
I
From your
understand it doesn't
record.
count to your
I mean, I
stats,
watched
but,
it
like,
happen, so it counts to me.
I mean, just because you watch it happen, yeah. I mean, I don't understand why it doesn't
They need
count,
to
but it
fix
doesn't
that.
count. So,
I think
They need to make the
doesn't
playing games
'cause
count
it's
too.
82. They don't want someone to play 83 games.
I like the clutch
Cal
player.
played
of the year,
83
though.
games
I
the year
do
he
like
got
that.
traded.
I do like the clutch player. Yeah,
They need to make the playing game count too, man. We need playing MVP. Yeah.
All right, y'all. The next super chat I got is from Medved. Medved 4030 said, "If you can't beat the Nuggets, hire a former Nugget. Sun Tzu, the art of basketball."
What's that got to do with the Kings?
They couldn't
Well,
beat the Nuggets.
Maybe
They couldn't beat the Nuggets, so I mean, even though they didn't even play.
Now they got
The Kings
Russ.
beat anyone? Oh.
Shout out to Sun
Russ
Tzu.
changes that though. Now they're a good team.
I don't think they're going to win 30 games.
Nobody asked you. Go ahead, Ron.
Tresmania said, new coach only gonna play
it's not
Jokic
facts.
with starters. New coach only gonna play Jokic with starters, so he still has the best on and off impact with the improved bench, even more than Mike did for years. Question
First
mark.
of all,
Is that what he's going to do?
that never
Is that what he's
happened.
gonna do?
No, that's
That
not
never
true.
happened. This is not hockey. They weren't line
No,
changes.
Never.
Jokic
Never.
playing exclusively with the starters. Is that what you're saying happened?
Mm.
Jokic played
Exclusively is a
a
strong
large,
word.
exclusively no. Jokic played a larger majority of his minutes with the starters than any other MVP candidate.
Well, he's not going to have to do that now
This
because they
has
got a
been
better.
tracked too,
they got-
Ben. This has been tracked.
which is a fact, but he's not going to have to do that now because they got a better
They're not
rotation.
reverse engineering it, man.
No,
But
we'll
they
see.
got
We'll see.
J-Val too, though. Chill. So he can.
Yeah, on top of that, they got J Val.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what the minutes distribution is going to be. I'm not going to act like I do. But what I do know is the distribution in years past has had Jokic with the starters more than any other superstar.
What if it flips this year? Could flip.
Then if it flips, it flips.
There's a lot
Man,
of
he
players
not getting
on
that MVP. Cade Cunningham.
What have I started?
Tresmania said, Ox, is there any point in us being Kings fans still? At this point, just hometown love for me. Zero hope they'll ever be good, mid or forever mid or bad franchise.
I mean, I can't speak for you, Tresmania, but I'm rocking. So
As long as they don't trade Sabonis, right?
I'm rocking.
Ox has already made it clear that that's the last straw for him. He already made that clear to us. That's the.
I was
last
here.
straw.
I was here before Sabonis. I'll be here after Sabonis.
I'm 100% confident.
Oh, so you knew the Kings
Ox.
before Sabonis.
I'm 100% confident, Ron, that if the ticker and we end up getting something from Shams that says that DeMontis Sabonis has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for 3 first-round picks, Ox is out. OUT out.
Maybe he's in.
I'll never turn my back on Sacramento. But with that being said, I'll watch more Lakers games.
That's Sabonis for James Harden trade gonna hit like crack.
I already like the Clippers, so that's cool.
Mm.
Mhm.
We got a couple new members, y'all. First of which being War V Room. Shout out my dog, War V Room. MP13. Shout out MP13 for re-upping his membership. And a new member that I haven't seen yet, Trey Live.
You know, real quick though, Ron, I just want to be clear about this. The most upsetting thing for me this offseason was the fact that Trey Lyles went overseas. That was the most upsetting thing for me this offseason.
Shout
And
out Real Madrid.
I also want y'all to understand this. DeMar DeRozan is still chain snatching. Debo still coming through. I don't care, y'all. Oh, you only winning this. You better tuck your chain. That's all I'm saying. Like it still ain't sweet. Don't get me wrong. It still ain't sweet. He's still chain snatching. Go ahead, Ron.
Saw him get locked up by a rookie the other day.
Go ahead,
It
Ron.
was fun.
He's still chain snatching.
What rookie was that?
Scotty better tuck his shit
Colin
too.
Merb.
Scotty
Colin
better
Merb
tuck
Boyles.
his shit.
Come on, man.
Come on, nothing. You better tuck your chain too. You want to run around with him? He gonna snatch your shit too. That's your homeboy.
Speaking of chain snatching, hey, them Toronto chains better be tucked real soon. All right, all them rough and tough neighborhoods you was talking about on playback the other night. Yeah, we running through them.
I think I speak
Ron, are
for
we
the
coming
city
back to
when I
Toronto?
say
Yes
we're
or no,
not
Ron?
worried. We're not
Are we
worried.
coming back to Toronto, Ron? Yes or no?
Nah.
What time that game come on, Ron?
Hey, come on in a couple hours. You know, we just pre-gaming right now.
Oh, quick PSA. We will be watching at least 45 to 50 Raptor games in my playback this season because I want to be thoroughly informed.
I love this.
I want to be thoroughly informed
We
And
getting
I
to the
want
bottom
y'all
of the
to be
Scotty
early
Barnes
informed.
rhetoric.
So when we
Oh,
come
we
up
getting to the
here-
bottom of the Scotty Barnes rhetoric?
Yeah,
real
yeah, yeah.
talk? Oh,
When we
getting-
come up here and we say Scotty Barnes is ass, it's not going to be because we didn't watch him play. That's not going to be the excuse for this year. Okay, I just
You
want
see
that
what you
to
done
be
did?
known.
You done
That's
blew your
all
cover.
to be known.
Hey, you done blew your cover. You done talked too much, and now you done gave up the goods.
Or maybe this was his plan all
Yeah.
along, just to get you guys to watch Raptors.
Get you guys to watch the
100%
Raptors.
what it was, Mark.
Hey,
No doubt
mission
about it.
accomplished. We're here.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
be
The
watching
only
Raptors.
problem with you watching Raptor games is you're the one watching them.
Oh, you see that quote where it said the only problem with the eye test is that idiots have eyes too. That's basically what you just said. That's basically what you just said.
I'm saying your eye test FC is basically Stevie Wonder. Okay, that's basically eye
I
test.
just want to. Can I ask the panel a quick question since we're on Scotty Barnes? I just want to get everyone.
Go ahead.
Which
Talk to
player
us.
would you vote for league MVP? Player A, who averages 24, 10, and 6 on a team on a 21 win pace, or player B, who averages 36 and 4 on a team on an 82 win pace?
Man,
Yo, what's wrong with
Which,
you?
which one would you vote for the MVP? Which one would you give the MVP award to?
okay. In fairness, I don't think they were 2-7 on that stretch.
They were 3 and 9. I have the numbers right here. They were 3 and 9. I've got it here.
Okay,
24 points, 10 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 53% from the field, 41% from 3, 3 and 9.
He was cooking.
Versus
Wait,
versus 30 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 50% from the field, 45% from 3, 10 attempts a game, by the way, 11 and 0. Which one would you
Yeah,
vote for?
give me that 11 and
Give
0.
me that 11 and 0.
Bring me that 11 and 0.
do you see my point? Do you see my point with the eye test FC? You understand? Okay, there we go.
Without the vote.
Y'all
Good eye test
y'all are
whatsoever. We
point
just
per
open
game.
up
Y'all
games.
are point per game win merchants. That's what it is. You don't
Yeah,
care
we
about
are
context.
definitely a win merchant. Hell yeah.
We don't care about the context of
Malachi
the
Flynn
wins.
minutes.
I
Precious
100%
Achua
am a
minutes?
win merchant. Yes, I am.
Wait.
Teams win and lose.
Mark,
in basketball teams.
If you don't give me the vote, I can't
The best player on the team wasn't there. 11 and 0 without the best player on the team. We don't care about context. No Şengün.
Didn't they beat
Oh,
OKC
Jalen Green?
too during that time?
You know the
They beat a few teams that are quite
Mars.
interesting. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. They beat OKC, in which the guy, not going to name names, 37, 10, and 7 in an overtime winning against OKC. Is that not interesting?
Mars. The game before the Raptors made that historical downplay against, and they lost to Detroit, they were coming off a 2-point loss against the team that went on to win the championship, the Boston Celtics, that year. Scotty Barnes had 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and shot 7 for 15 from 3 in that game.
And 3 of 9 on 2s. Yep, I can see it right here.
Cool.
Meanwhile, I just told you, Jalen Green, we're going to spoil it now. Jalen Green against Oklahoma City had 37 points, so more points than Scotty Barnes did against that Boston Celtics team you just glazed. 10 rebounds, so as many rebounds as Scotty Barnes did against that Celtics team you glazed. And how many assists? And 7 assists. So just again, more assists than Scotty Barnes did against that Celtics team you glazed. Not to mention, he did that while shooting 7 for 11 from 3, so made just as many threes as that Scotty Barnes game you glazed. Not to mention, he was actually 7 for 13 on 2s. So he was more efficient, scored more points,
bro. This ain't
as many
right.
rebounds, got more assists against the OKC team. You glaze.
Did he play a lick of defense? Did he play a lick of defense that entire thing? You keep talking about offense.
Two steals. He had 2 steals. He had 2 steals.
Bullshit, man.
Right. This ain't
Look
right.
at that shit right there. Go look. He did it. Go look.
Jalen Green for the league MVP. I'm in the matrix.
Mars,
100%.
you realize Scotty was 7 boxes minus in that month? 7.
Mars, see, don't roll your eyes, Mars, because you
Don't roll
won't
your
started
eyes.
this shit. Okay,
26% usage,
shoot.
7 boxes minus. That's ridiculous.
You the one who started this.
3 and 9. And 3 and 9. Yeah.
Because Pascal was checked out and OG was quitting. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that month.
best
very well.
friend?
And Jalen Green
Yeah,
ain't have his team's best
Grab
player,
the wheel,
as you
Ron.
would tell it.
Get the wheel, Ron.
He
All right,
can't
so
drive, chill.
we do got to get to the super. Hey, for better or for
We can
worse,
drive. He just don't know where
I'm
we
grabbing
going.
the
That's
wheel.
problem with Ron. He don't know where we going.
Well, I know we going to Unknown Warriors crib. Unknown Warrior said, "Am I crazy for saying as good as SGA is, I'd take Embiid over him at his best?"
I don't think it's crazy. But I just think Embiid at his best is just like a folklore at this point. Like it's just we haven't seen a large sample of it. So I understand why you would take SGA. You've seen it in the playoffs. You've seen him be healthy in the playoffs and play at the level he did, which I think some people are kind of overreacting to. And Embiid is more of a question mark. You haven't seen him healthy in the playoffs. You haven't seen him go on a lengthy postseason run with any sort of health. But the level I've seen Embiid play at, I think, is one of the highest levels ever. So that's my thoughts.
Yep.
All right, we got another new member at Ray in Need 100. Shout out Ray 100 and shout out One Cheerio. One Cheerio said, Ron, are you a Sac fan because of Russell Westbrook? Hey, Cheerio. I am indeed a Sacramento Kings fan now. I will be the only one up here repping for the Sacramento Kings, all on Russell Westbrook. Hey, and in fact, Ox, you right. We is chain snatching this year.
Ox, do you want this dude to have anything to do with what y'all doing? Do you want him a part of anything that what y'all doing?
Yeah, hey, chill. Hey, Ron good anywhere I'm at, you know.
I bet. All right, no doubt.
Good answer. Hunter TV said, yap. Jordan Poole MVP.
I mean, shit. If Jordan Poole,
look, Mars, don't start it, Mars.
No, boys,
Please
go
don't.
ahead.
We trying to get out of here,
hypothetically,
Mars.
if Zion is still injury prone, but Jordan Poole is able to get the Pelicans to the playoffs, 48 wins, and he's averaging 26, 5, and 6, he ain't got action at MVP.
No.
That's a good argument.
Yeah. I guess. Hypothetically, I guess.
Okay, Mars. Yes, he does have action at league MVP.
Thank you. Yeah. If Larry Markin can get this Utah team to the playoffs, he ain't got action.
What does Filipowski do?
Filipowski, unfortunately, is dealing with injuries and only plays 64 games, so he's not eligible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Lloyd MVP for sure.
Yeah. Like Cam Thomas averaged 32 and the Nets are the 6th seed. He not the MVP?
If you think that that's not going to be a conversation, you are out of your mind.
Okay. Are you telling me that's not possible? Cam Thomas can't average 32?
I think he averages something like 27 in the preseason, something goofy like that.
I don't know. I can't tell you what anyone in the Nets
I
average.
wouldn't be able
But
to-
I can tell you is Cam Thomas hypothetically could average 32. And if the Nets are the 6th seed, maybe he's the MVP.
Tough Bradley sent through a members chat and said, hey, guys, who are some of your players with the least aesthetically pleasing games, whether they are good or bad? I'm taking Joakim Noah and Kid Gilchrist. Who y'all
Adrian
I
got?
loved watching Joakim Noah play.
Scotty Barnes.
Adrian Dantley.
Mm.
It didn't look pretty, but it was
Corey Maggette. Corey Maggette's game was atrocious to watch.
I'm trying to think.
What was atrocious about it?
He would ram his way into the rim.
Don't they have a play called
outlandish
Corey Maggette?
footwork.
What is it called? Where the Corey Maggette flash to the middle of the paint.
The Maggette cut.
The Maggette, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Maggette cut.
Yeah, and then his footwork would be all over the place, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's at the free throw line. He has a nickname that I don't think I'm allowed to say on here, but I think that would illustrate how bad of a watch.
Type it in the chat.
There we go.
All right, drink more
It's
water.
gonna be crazy. I don't know what you better say.
It's not that bad. It's not that
Okay,
bad.
okay.
Just
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if I'm allowed to say on here,
Oh,
but yeah, Corey Maggette's up there.
You could have just said
Dang.
corn.
Do your
No, that
Google
wasn't hit
research.
this
Drink more water said,
Zach Randolph was very aesthetically pleasing. My bad, Ron. Go ahead.
if you are Utah's GM, would you consider this trade? Laurie for Kuzma and Bobby Portis, who both expire after next season. Any random player making more than the vet minimum and a 2031 first. The money works too.
Now, before you
know what
answer
I
this
like
question,
about- what I like about these trades, because Drinkman Water is a Bucks fan, surprise guys. What I like about these types of trades is they try and act like they're trying to benefit both
Yes,
teams with these
they're not.
trades.
No, all he cared about is his crew. That's it. That's all he cared about.
So
is
I
his
love
crew.
when people suggest these types of trades. I love when they try and act like, well, it actually works for both teams. Like, if you
No,
think
it
about
doesn't.
Like,
No, it
call
does
it
not.
what you try. Like, shout out to you.
No, it
but
does
I
not.
love when people do that.
Expiring
Is that not
contract. They get to have their
Yeah,
money.
exactly. Expiring contracts. Yeah, fact.
2031.
They get to have their money. Real talk. Tell the people, please, who's coming to Utah in free agency, so I'm clear.
They
You're
can't actually
you're
trade
getting
that
Kyle
2031
Kuzma.
pick, by the way.
Okay.
Right. Who else was in that
Who's
deal?
coming
He said
Who's
Bobby
and Portis,
Portis.
who's coming
Bobby
off the books.
Portis.
Bobby Portis. So
This-
you're getting
this-
you're solid at the forward position.
This
Okay.
deal
He's
doesn't
coming off the
work.
books at the end of the season, like he just said. And in the process of them coming off the
Got
books at the
your
end of the
money,
season,
got some
I got
draft
all
picks.
it. I got all this money. Who's coming to Utah in free agency? But I tell you who's not coming to Utah. Laurie Marketing. You know where he is now? In Milwaukee with Giannis, which benefits Milwaukee.
I mean, absolutely.
Majorly benefits them.
They can't make this
Love
trade
that.
because their 2030 pick belongs to Portland. Their 2028 pick belongs to Portland. Their 2031 can't be traded. Back-to-back rules. Stepien. So you can't even
That
trade that
sucks.
2031. You got to trade 2030.
Ah, well, drink more water. You're cooked. Unfortunately, that pick was really holding up the deal. That's the reason we can't make the trade now.
Damn.
So
I mean,
yeah,
that's one of 7 reasons. Yes.
Drink more water, cooking you in the
Kuzma's
chat,
the
man.
other 6.
If we had more time, drink more water, I'd send you the link so you could come up here and clarify. But unfortunately, time is of the essence. And Unknown Warrior sent through the last super chat of the day. Unknown Warrior said, "Does Jimmy Butler and Tatum's playoff performances rank them higher, and does players better than Harden all time?"
I don't have either one of them better than James Harden.
Not right now, I don't. I do not have Jason Tatum ahead of James Harden today.
I don't think
The Harden disrespect is kind of we're coming along here. I just saw a list had Harden as far as an offensive peak under Dwayne Wade and Kevin Durant and some others. I was kind of surprised.
Steve Nash at number 4. I seen that list. Yeah.
Why is that
I saw Jokic
surprising?
there, too.
I stand corrected.
All right,
So,
chill.
peace,
Later,
Joe.
fellas.
I stand
chill up
corrected.
outta here.
Drink more water. Portland has a swap right in 2030. My bad.
Oh, damn. Damn. That's tough.
And to everybody that's still watching, before we get up out of here, I do want to let you guys know our picks of the day on Splash Sports. As you can see right here, we got 4 picks that you guys, if you want to get some money, you should go ahead and tell these picks from Bama, PC Bama, Football Bama. He got Bo Nix going more than 225.5 passing yards. Jackson Dart going less than 173.5 passing yards. T. Higgins going more than 43.5 receiving yards. And Cortland Sutton going more than 56.5 receiving yards. In case you don't know exactly what Splash Sports is, yo, that was going crazy in the background. In case you don't know what Splash Sports is, you can make your picks how you just seen by going more or less on player projections with 2 or more players. Once again, you compete against fans. You don't compete against the house. In case you don't have the app, well, what are you waiting for? Download the app or click this QR code on the screen, and that will take you there. Also, while you're there, make sure to join Players' Choices NBA Survivor. This is where you survive as long as you can by picking a player each night that can score more than 20 points. Once again, you can scan this QR code or click the link in the description, and you'll be able to go to that contest and enter for your opportunity to win $2,500. That's guaranteed to somebody. In the meantime,